shit.
Yep, you did.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Crapgamer, and this is Xbox Nation, and this is the fantastical, amazing #facts podcast, where we do nothing but bring you the #facts, and yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do some great podcasting.
Oh, wait,
guys.
that also does the most amazing morning show.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, we do. We do an amazing morning show, and even people that we kind of I don't know if we discover people in the morning show, but yeah, we discover people on the morning show. Let's be honest here, and you know, the next big thing or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got that going for us, and you know, it's really been a great kind of couple days, and I always like doing these when we got really big news, and obviously the RyZen stuff is. Stuff we're going to hit on a little bit later as people filter in. But I want to introduce my fantastic panel of the amazing Xbots and whatever. I mean, whatever you guys want to call us. Yeah, #facts. We've got Mooch for all the Mooch maniacs. What's up, Mooch?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, no, we got quite a studded lineup tonight, man. We've got Xbox has been doing some fan service with Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, giving away Lost Odyssey for free. We got the Zen news to talk about, and then what was going on Twitter today with the cheap ass gamer? Like everything, there's not a game that's not on sale right now. So
yeah,
not to steal any views from Foxy Deals, but holy shit! I mean, I bought a couple games today that I'd never even wanted, but they were $10.
Hey, Mooch messages me, right? He goes, look, what was it? It was Ratchet and Clank for the PS4. He goes, I think I'm gonna get it, and I was like, it's $10, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, he goes, I'm gonna get it. He goes, yeah, I'm gonna get it definitely.
I remember I go, well, I'll think about it, and you're like, cheap ass bastard.
I was like, you cheap ass bastard. Man.
Does anyone know how long that's on sale for?
I have no idea, but I will say that if you can get it, $10, even $20 is
just
worth
go
it.
on. She-Wolf, go on GameStop right now.com, and you can just pick it up in your local store.
Can we break this news? Or is somebody in the podcast getting a PS4? I'm sensing that. I'm not a mind reader here, but I'm sensing that somebody in the podcast is getting a PS4.
Hellhammer, you're getting a PlayStation?
Wow, Hellhammer, that's awesome, bro.
I'm too cheap for that. No, it's not worth it for the two games that I want to play on it.
Well. I mean, She-Wolf. I mean, you were inquiring about Ratchet and Clank.
Maybe I just want to stare at the case. It's so pretty.
Maybe. I mean, hey, I got to tell you though, that is a top 3 game. There's 3 what I would be considered good games on PS4: Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted 4. And Until Dawn. So, I mean, if you guys are, you know, I'm just saying those are the games you'd look up for potential PS4 buyers. No kayfabe, man. That's legit. Those are the games that are pretty damn decent on there. So, we also had the governor, GKB. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Been a crazy day. Like Mooch was saying, I was like watching all those deals too. I was just like, what the hell is going on, man? Everything's on sale. It's fantastic.
It was one after the other. It was insane. I mean, it was like Crazy Eddies.
Yeah,
shit was going crazy.
All kinds of stuff.
They're making that last push right before Christmas, so that everybody can get like their Christmas games and stuff like that in. Yeah, so I think that
get that money.
Yeah, that's probably why. How you doing, man? Things going good? You guys did a pretty good show yesterday,
dude. Actually, we had a good time, man. The show flowed great. We did crazy topics. We had good conversation. We watched She-Wolf's eyes glaze over when we started talking about like hardware, so that was fun.
Yeah, she looked like she was about to fall asleep. I was warning people. I was like, yeah, she'll probably like get sick or have a Windows update once we hit that point.
That's kind of funny because I said that to GKB. I'm like, watch, I'm gonna have a Windows 10 malfunction tonight.
I had a Windows update like about an hour before the podcast. It's like we've installed updates. You need to restart. And blah blah blah. So
I had one earlier today too.
Yeah, I was like, go ahead.
My computer restarted on its own without asking me, which pissed me off.
So yeah, but we got that. And hey, She-Wolf, since you're already talking, what's up? How you doing?
Not too bad. So if they're gonna be called Xbots, I want to be called like Xbotress.
That sounds kinky. Okay.
Well, that's the whole. It's like a whole mistress thing. It's the Xbotress.
Gotcha. I got you.
If that's what you want, that is what you will be called.
Exactly.
I don't know if GKB right now I'm picturing GKB with his thumb sideways like Chuck Norris, but pointing it down.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want that.
I'm looking at the wall at the whips and chains and bro, and being like, let's do that.
No, wait, hey now.
A whole nother.
Crab's gonna have to do that, like that deep voice thing where he's like, "This show has to have a viewer rating of."
And now you have officially
18?
just found out that this is now 18 plus show.
18 and over. 18 and only 18 and over, please. And we also have the one, the only Hell Hammer.
Every time, bro. Every time.
I don't think anybody can even say Hellhammer's name without the pause,
No,
right? I mean,
Yeah, everybody does it now.
it's
They
great
even
though.
write it. They even write it. It's like hell and then dot hammer.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, right? Like Hellhammer's personality is okay, but I think people are more like into the whole name thing more than anything because they write it like that, like you said. It's like, hey, is Hell Hammer gonna be there? And it's like, yeah, it's funny. Like it's funny because he's Hell Hammer, but it's just like the way his avatar is. You can't fit it all as one word.
Well, it's a long ass word, so
So he's like Hell Hammer, who's actually what? Aren't you named after a drummer or something?
a drummer and a black metal band.
Oh, there you go. Because Hell Hammer went through a black metal phase.
Oh, I still listen to that
Still
stuff.
likes Metallica.
Oh, he loves Metallica, but he used to listen to this stuff, really hardcore stuff like Children of Bodom and all this other weird stuff. And they used to do a cover of a Britney Spears song that was actually pretty good, but the other stuff was really, really bad. So,
Oh, I still listen to that stuff.
oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. So, yeah. But anyway, welcome to the audience. We're glad you guys came and want to watch us talk about some video games and stuff. Let's start off with some of the bigger news that we got announced today. Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon now available digitally on Xbox One. They were backwards compatible a little while ago, but now they're digitally available. And as a special thank you to being over 300 games being backwards compatible now, which is pretty big news, Lost Odyssey is actually free until December 31st. And I actually made the comment on YouTube or on Twitter that that's a better free game, even though it's a backwards compatible last gen game, than Sony's given out this entire generation on the PS4.
Oh yeah, that game is awesome. I only played a little bit of it before, but I will definitely want to actually pick it up and play through it now that it's backwards compatible.
Hashtag facts, JRPGs, folks. Let's get it. I mean, who's excited about this? Let's go.
Well, listen, I'll tell you something. I mentioned that it was a great fan service. It was very nice of Microsoft. Maybe Microsoft's catching wind of what's going on Twitter and kind of did this as a, see, we've got our JRPGs too, and not only do we have them, we give them for free. Myself personally, just sticking with what it is that I've been saying pretty much since I started YouTube is that's great. I might pick it up because it's a free game. Rand always used to say that. He'd say, well, I pick up a free game when, Xbox games with gold. I might pick it up, but I'm most likely not playing Lost Odyssey. Let's just be honest. I mean, that's really not my cup of tea. And there's so many games coming out right now, so many games we have right now. I don't see how I would go. I mean, what would you say the hours you'd have to put into Lost Odyssey are, Crap?
Holy crap, dude.
Quite a bit. It's two disc game if it's on 360.
I'm gonna play.
No, it's a 4-disc game.
It's a 4-disc game. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm actually looking forward to. I'm going headfirst right into Final Fantasy 15 after I get done with Dead Rising. But by the way, remember I've said this on multiple podcasts. I'll say it again. Damn games like Dead Rising 4 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, where there's 5 million collectibles and things to get, because I just can't leave an area, and that deters me from progressing through the story.
That's how I feel on there. And I'm usually not even like that, where I'm like, I gotta get all the collectibles. And just for some reason with Dead Rising, I'm like, I gotta explore this whole area here.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to go around these corners and see what's going on. And there's that whole the whole Batman element with the camera and the night vision and stuff like that. So you can there's you go into rooms and houses where there's not even markers, and you'll see like that handprint on the wall, and then you'll press into it and it'll reveal a door, and it's like a panic room or something like that. And don't get me wrong, most times if you've done enough exploring, you already have the helmet or the weapon that's in there. But sometimes there's a blueprint or sometimes there's a newspaper, and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta get all these. So like I need all the newspapers. I need all, and it's just it kills me because here I am only on case 2, and I've got like every collectible I can get so far. Like I'm trying like crazy. And how about when you highlight a collectible, but like you don't realize you're looking around, you're like, where the F is this thing? And then finally you're like, oh shit, I gotta go on the roof. You know what I mean? Like you're like, damn, there's so much to it. It's a fun game, man. I'm sure we'll get into Dead Rising later, so I don't want to talk about it right now. But
Dead Rising 4 is, I gotta say,
It's a lot of fun.
Really blown away my expectation. You know, I was having fun. I did an exosuit, right? I got an exosuit in this part that I'm on, and you upgrade it with like a slushy machine, and then I literally got like over a 2,500 kill combo. It was like no shit, like 2,500 over that. It's just like there's this part you're gonna come to, and you're just gonna do that, and it's just amazing, and it's so much fun. You know what I mean? Like that. It is. Because I did a review in progress, quote unquote, so all the haters could go fuck off. Because I said I could always go back and change the review if the last chapter and a half really falls off. You know what I mean? But to me, the game, I gave it 8.25. I said, there's a couple problems, like a zombie in a wall or something once in a while. But overall, you know what I mean? The game is fun. Like, I was on this little bicycle thing that you fucking pedal, and then, like, it shoots out flames and stuff. I mean, and I'm in like a baseball uniform. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's fun. You're just smiling, having a good time. And I think that's one of the best things about that game. But, yeah, just Lost Odyssey. I think this is the game that was made. It might have been Blue Dragon. It might have been both of them made by somebody that was involved in Final Fantasy. I'm not sure exactly which one, but I know Microsoft paid a shit ton of money to get both of those games made, and the fact that they're both available digitally. Because if you look into getting these games physically at GameStop, they jacked up the prices.
Yeah, as soon as GameStop basically has somebody sitting there watching for them to release backwards compatible titles, and they're like, time to jack that price up to $30.
The price is jacked up before they even announce it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's cool, man. I totally agree. Like, the back compat is like awesome. There was even an article today I read too that over half the Xbox One users are currently using, back compat, and that's a phenomenal number. That's fantastic.
I mean, that's even what I said on Twitter the other day. A lot of people are, it's not even so much like, I'm gonna go out and buy a new game to play an old 360 game, but I already have a ton of 360 games that I haven't played through already. So eventually, it's nice that I could just go through and have that upscale, as well as the better frame rate that comes with most of it.
Oh yeah, what about you, She-Wolf? Are you interested in Lost Odyssey?
I'm willing to give it a try, but. I'm actually more thrilled that BioShock finally came backwards compat because, though I don't know if like some people would be disappointed that I actually bought the remaster though.
Well, I have both, and I'll tell you right now, She-Wolf, I'm glad you asked that question. And me and what's his name there, Danny Boy there, we kind of go back and forth on Twitter. He's been looking forward to getting the actual 360s back compat, and up until I played the remaster. I got to be honest with you, having the remaster, the 360 discs, I'm just going to put into a museum. Like, that's great. Like, I'm telling you, the 1080-60 is for Rapture with the lighting and the neon lights and the way that the colors depicted through the wavy water. And as you progress through the story, you guys, I'm sure you're well aware, but a lot of the corridors and walkways become cracked and
I never played it, so
crap. Come on.
I'm gonna get here's the thing, right? And just so everybody knows, right? I have 2 on disc, but I have never played it. I have 3 digitally, Infinite. I beat that on Xbox 360 and PS3. But I like it so much, I wanted to play it again and get achievements. So I'm gonna buy the upgraded one. It'd be easy to spend $5 and get BioShock 1 and play through it, and play BioShock 2 because I already have that on disc, like I said. But I would rather play the better looking ones because BioShock 1 came out way back in 2007. You know what I mean? I mean, that's almost 10 years ago.
I'll be honest with you, Crap. Let me just say this much, though. As much as I'm going to go ahead and boast the fact that I think if you can get a good deal on, I think it's $30 too, the BioShock collection.
Yeah.
But I bet you dime for donuts when She-Wolf puts in her 360 disc, it's going to look great. I mean, the game is kind of timeless. It's like the Mona Lisa, right? There's still paintings that are coming out now that are new age using different kinds of paints. And you're like, holy shit, that's vibrant, this and that. But then you go look at the Mona Lisa, thing hasn't been touched since the I don't know when, okay? And it still has a marveling beauty to it. BioShock is one of those games. BioShock's just got this beauty to it. The story enwraps you more than even the effects. So,
then I have a question. For, like, say someone who can't really afford to, like, say if you already have the 360 versions and, with Christmas coming up and you can't really, say, afford to buy the remaster, would you then still recommend for those people to actually play the 360 versions? Wait till you can afford it next year and then buy the remaster?
I would tell you to play BioShock 1 if it was on your iPhone. I think it's that good. You know what I mean?
I agree
It's
with
that good.
Yeah.
I know people that swear by that game. Here's the thing. It kind of creeped me out. I remember playing the demo back in the day.
It is creepy crap.
Yeah. Like it creeped the hell out of me because that's why I was a little bit weird. I was like, well, Infinite looks so different. And I liked it. Like they were singing Beach Boys songs on there. And I don't know. It just seemed odd. You know what I mean? And I really loved it. I was like, this game is really, really great. And I was like, it made me want to play the other ones. But by then there was already, you know, the Xbox One came out.
Right.
And, you know, all that stuff. So I was like, eh. And then they announced the remasters. And I was like, okay, well, 1080, 60. That sounds right up my alley. New achievements. I can play Infinite again and get the achievements for that.
Well, that's my case, Crap. I'm going to sound like you. That's usually your thing where you like to double dip on the achievements. And I mean, I didn't 1,000 BioShock 2 and Infinite, but I think in all of them, I'm well over 650. So if I can even just time myself and get another 650 in each, that's pretty cool. Listen, the game is just a marvel. I really enjoyed it. It's hard to say. I mean, GKB, you can interrupt me here because I think you're kind of on the same wavelength with me with this. It's just such a it's got all three. You know, we make these checklists, right? When you're doing a review or this and that. It's got your art style, check. Gameplay. It's got your story, check. It's got your gameplay is crisp, check. And then it's got something just that I don't even know how to put into words. It's just very intriguing.
The atmosphere, I would say it's intriguing too. It just draws you in as you're playing through because you're just kind of like, man, what is going on? Why did this place be like such a nice place before this crazy thing happened, and now it's just like an apocalyptic place?
Well, it's the same concept with what's going on in the gaming community. You know what I mean? If you watch everybody wants utopia. Can't we just game? Come to my channel and game. Who's gaming? You know, and it's like, come on, man. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's not like that. And don't take it as like it just is what it is. You know, I mean, I don't care how great everything. There's no utopia, and that's what that game really tells you. Play BioShock 1 and understand why everybody just can't hold hands. I'm
going to get that, and I'm going to play through it because you guys are highly regular.
Well, I mean, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, Crap. But my whole point is that, like, you know, there's this one particular person, and he decided that he was going to make this world. Of course, he chose underwater. You know, nothing's there is secret, and it was going to be a utopia where nobody was better than anybody. But yet, when anything came, you know, this to that, more popular, one creative idea, all of a sudden there became like these not dictators but monarchs, and like they just kind of became like in power, and then that power corrupts power, and that whole thing kind of everything we've always learned in history class, it just transcends into this world that was supposed to be utopia. So but that's where GKB saying the more you play, you're like, what did this guy's role play in it? And what was that? And how did he flip the, you know, and then there's an unbelievable 180 twist at the end, and it's fun. You don't see it coming. I don't think you'll see it coming. It's not the hardest puzzle to solve, but it's enjoyable, Crap. You should grab it.
You know what? I never saw the Infinite twist coming. You know what I mean? Like, like Finkel is Einhorn and Einhorn is Finkel. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's and then it got all kind of weird with the different universes and stuff. But still, I thought it was pretty damn cool, you know? And what was really cool was because I was like, oh man, at first I was like, you know, is this game, you know, it's a companion, you're going to have to protect her. But no, she was never in any harm. Like, you know what I mean? Which was really cool about it because I hate escort missions. So I thought it was really cool that she basically like, she'll be okay because AI could be stupid, you know.
Right.
But she ended up being pretty kick ass and like one of my favorite characters. That was I did #1 game of the year that year, and I just remember it like night and day. Like BioShock Infinite and the Tomb Raider reboot were my like game of the year. I think I gave the edge to Infinite because Tomb Raider had that really shitty tacked on multiplayer. So that I wasn't really a fan of. But GKB, no. I mean, like you play those games. What do you think? I mean, you think they're great?
The BioShocks? Yeah, absolutely, man. Like BioShock 1, I think is going to go down as one of those like gamers will constantly talk about and always be like, if you haven't played it, you need to go play this game.
Yeah.
Like just like Dead Space, like Mass Effect, just all those games, like they're all going to be tied into like, you need to play these at some point in time.
Hell yeah. Hey, we got almost 400 people already watching. Hit that like button. Let's rack it up. Let's rack up them likes, yo. Hit them right now.
I've never played any of those BioShock games besides about an hour of the first one.
Bro, you were just hurting my soul right now.
I couldn't get into it, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Hellhammer's weird, right? Because I'll sit there and tell him, The Witcher 3, right? He's like, it's such a great game. And I'm like, I don't know. They don't give you gamer score enough. And he's like, oh, because you only care about gamer score. But then I'll be like, did you like the Tomb Raider reboot? He's like, no, I played it for like 3 hours and got no gamer score. And I'm just like,
because it has to be a game that I actually like really enjoy for me to play it, not worry about the gamer score. Like I don't care about gamer score that much. But I mean, if I'm gonna sit there and play through a game, that
it is a driving force though. Like when people see like the achievements unlock and stuff, it kind of like keeps them going and games and stuff. I can totally see where you're coming from, Hellhammer.
Yeah. But the thing is, with the Tomb Raider reboot, you don't get gamer score for a little bit, but once it starts coming, like, I ended up getting like 700-800 off that the first one. You know what I mean? Like you start getting it a lot. So I mean, like She-Wolf, are you a BioShock fan? You into that?
So I actually started playing it, and then I watched GKB play it, and then I was gonna go back and play it, and then just more games constantly kept coming out, and then I never got back to it. So I was going to actually buy the remaster and play it, but we just haven't been able to afford it right now. So I might just actually go play it now that it's backwards compat. So.
No, absolutely. You'll enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, that'd still be a kick-ass way to do it, in my opinion.
Crap. I know you want to move on. I just want to say one more thing to She-Wolf, because there's a lot of people probably in She-Wolf's predicament right now. All these back-compat games look like completely up-resed and beautiful when they go on the Xbox One. Yeah, I mean, Red Dead Redemption looks amazing.
Yeah, Red Dead, and it plays amazing. Not only that, but Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon both play better on the Xbox One.
Yep.
And just touching back one more time in case anybody missed it, they announced over 300 games now backwards compat, including the entire BioShock trilogy. Some of the best games, Red Dead, Halo Reach, the Gears trilogy. I'm not counting
Batman
Judgment.
Go pick up Lost Odyssey if you're into that. It's free right now.
It's free. Lost Odyssey. If you got an Xbox One, download Lost Odyssey, and don't bitch about lack of JRPGs, because nobody played Lost Odyssey when it was on 360. I know you didn't, because it didn't sell like shit. It sold like shit. Nobody bought it, right? Microsoft wasted all this money on it. Nobody bought it. Now, if you're somebody that's bitching about variety, bitching about fucking Japanese RPGs, fucking free, right? Microsoft listens, folks. They're like, here's some free shit. Take this.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no reason to complain.
They're definitely listening, Crap. They're definitely listening.
Yeah, there's no reason to complain. Well, sometimes people just like to complain. But there's a lot of asshats. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Well, listen, take weather, for example, Crap, right? It's too hot, they complain. It's too cold, they complain. Listen, there's only one place on Earth that's 65 degrees all year round, and that's fucking San Francisco. And look at those poor folks. All right?
Exactly.
They got the
Or they're just like attention drivers.
Yes, exact. Good call, She-Wolf. Motherfucking attention drivers pissed me off. Couldn't hold my jock. I swear they couldn't, man. They're not on my level. Get out of here. Over 300 backwards compatible games. That's fucking amazing. Congrats to Microsoft, because guess what? People act like this is like a thing that's been going on forever. It's just over a year old.
And over 50% of the Xbox users are using that service.
Yes. Per Phil Spencer, 50% of Xbox, which you can roundabout probably put around 15 million or so using backwards compatibility. I even mess around. I'll play, you know what I mean? Like, it depends. Like, especially, hell yeah, man. I download them. Why not? We get 2 free ones a month where if you're a gold subscriber. So I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And I think that's a real feather in Microsoft's cap. And what's funny is I didn't give any of you guys the topic list, but you're literally going down the topic list that I have that I forgot to give you. I'm just like marking this stuff off. Yeah, so that's how it's a good podcast, because we know what's going to happen and what we're going to talk about. But I do want to talk about something else, gaming related. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered gets an update.
With females, which is 27 gigs big.
Yeah, 27 gigs.
And Crap is still downloading it.
No, I did finally get it.
We finished downloading it late last night.
Yeah. So 27 gigs, 7 new maps, including Crash. What is it? Crash with snow. Winter Crash. Yeah.
That was a PC exclusive back in the day.
Yeah, PC has no exclusives now, bitches. So we get all your games. There's female characters, and I'm cool with all this stuff, right? Female characters, all this stuff. And then the microtransactions, and people are pissed about this. I don't care, because it's just skins and shit.
Well, I was going to say, is it to play to win, or is it just skins? If it's just skins, then whatever. Cosmetic. It's let's be honest, it's Activision and Call of Duty, and what do? They want your money, people. Money.
But here's the thing, right? Like, and this is from my understanding. I haven't played it yet, actually, since the update. I've actually been meaning to. I just haven't had a chance to. From my understanding, looking it up and reading about it, basically, they're the drop packs or whatever they are, the care packs or crates or whatever that you buy that you could on all the other Call of Duty games, says that it's skins for weapons and tags and that sort of thing. It's all stuff that you can actually unlock through the game's challenges as well. So you could literally just buy these to unlock stuff sooner, or you can just play the game and it'll unlock it eventually.
So are you saying, Hellhammer, under oath, in front of all these people, that people are overreacting? Gamers overreact? Get out of here. Get the
I mean, look, even on my own, like personal accounts and stuff, people were sitting there bitching about it. Or like, I'm going to take the game back now because blah, 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 or whatever. It's like, come on. It's just whatever that you don't have to pay for if you just want to enjoy the game as it was.
Yeah, microtransactions, I don't understand the complaint that people have. It doesn't affect anyone's life. If Hellhammer wants to spend $55 tonight on camoing up his gun and wearing a fancy scarf,
not a big deal.
Who cares? Like, who cares? That's his own. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to look at the character and be like, shit, I wish I could have that. Guess what, folks? You can have that for $55. Like, I don't understand why people get so upset with stuff. And that was something that we were having a discussion with Scorpio, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I mean, Scorpio would be like, well, Mooch, how can you have Scorpio be 60 frames single player? It's not fair to the other people. I told you, you can't hate your neighbor because your neighbor has a bigger house, or you can't have
or a better car.
Or a better car, or the wife next door has a bigger ring. The point of the matter is, like, then strive to do better or go buy the product you want. Like, this isn't that difficult. It's not like nobody's entitled to anything. You go and you earn it.
You know what's kind of funny about that is the fact that people, usually the ones that are complaining are the ones that like secretly go and buy all the stuff that they see other people have.
They're like, I'm going to go spend $120 on microtransactions now. So, oh, man, damn those microtransactions.
So what you're saying, She-Wolf, is that people are complaining but buying it anyway, just like all the people saying they weren't going to buy Call of Duty and then buy it every year anyway?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huh.
But at the end of the day, like, we've talked, how many times have we talked about this on the podcast? Like, the games are getting more and more expensive to make. They have to recoup their money somehow. Doing skins and stuff, as long as it's not pay to win, it's not a big deal. I don't
and let's be honest,
every time.
People are just like little Niffler from the new movie. Everything's shiny and pretty. They want the stuff that you can't have in a game, so they make you pay for it so you can have it.
Right.
Elaborate what that is.
What, Niffler?
Beast?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
It's from like the new Harry Potter movie.
Okay.
Fantastic Beast.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Fantastic Beast. He's like this little, I don't even know what the heck you'd call him, really.
Is he a beast?
He almost looks like a platypus kind of.
Yeah, he looks.
Is he fantastic?
He is. He's the
He's a
cutest
thief.
little thing ever. He's a thief. He's a really. All he wants is like jewelry and gold.
Oh, okay.
That's all he wants. He tries to steal everything, but he does it so cutely that it's like you just have to love him.
So it'd be like if my dog was a thief and was going around.
Yes.
And,
oh well, that's you and you so cute, Butter. You so cute,
Butter. Hey,
Butter.
you can ask Hellhammer. Hellhammer, how adorable is Butters?
I've seen pictures of Butters.
Yes,
he's all
I
right.
know how cute he is. Wow.
Oh, Hellhammer, no.
Hellhammer.
I knew that was coming.
Hellhammer will like go in my room and stuff, and then Hellhammer will ass up my computer all the time and stuff, get me sick sometimes. But first thing Butters does, jumps in his lap. He loves Butters. Don't let him fool you. Butters
Xbox Nation has turned into Butters. This is your life. A lot of people who just tuned in right now are like, what the hell is Butters?
What are we talking about?
During game night, he'll roll over on his back and want me to scratch his belly, and then that's when I talk to him, and sometimes I forget to mute the mic. And so a couple of times people maybe heard me talking like gibberish dog talk to him because he understands. But okay, I also
hold on, Crap. I wanted to say something here before we got into Butters.
Sorry, folks.
That's all right. GKB has said it on a couple of shows. Everyone's got to understand here that microtransactions they're kind of here to help us as gamers. People think it's the Antichrist, and they're actually here to help. If you think about the pair of jeans you've bought in the past 10 years, or you think about even milk, okay, everything has gone up in price. Yet games have stayed at $59.99 for fucking ever. Okay, these games are becoming more cost. They're more money to make, and a lot of people are like, "Well, I'm the end user. I'm the consumer. It doesn't matter to me. I want my game for $60. I want everything in there." Sorry, buddy. It's 2016, and it doesn't work that way anymore. So you can either have the games go up to $80, then bitch about these transactions, or keep it at 60, and you have to pay extra for a pair of shoes in the game. So it's up to you.
Or like it goes to $80 or $100 for the base game, and then you got to pay another $50 for the DLC after that.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I think that honestly,
the same at the end. Here, what's going on is people are volunteering to pay. Now you're not forced.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of these companies have been doing a pretty good job with pricing stuff respectively, anyways, for the type of game it is, right? Like a lot of games that aren't big AAA
Except for
titles.
you, Gears 4s, and I've bitched about that a little bit. I would rather just have them packed where you can get all the skins for $20 or something.
Oh yeah, well. I mean, whatever, but yeah, I mean, but basically, though, a lot of these companies have been doing a good job with that. Like Recore, a $40 game when it released. Like that game, like Unravel, was only $20 at it release. So I mean, I think they're doing a fairly good job with pricing stuff accordingly now. But of course, if you go and buy a game that cost $150 million to produce, they got to make their money back somehow.
You ain't gonna get no games that don't make it back. Come on.
Exactly.
Crap, I hate you love doing the I told you so episodes, and I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I'm gonna say I think I figured it out earlier. Like that was a different way to say it. But anyways, I think when I said that we should have all holded off on buying Call of Duty and waited, I think I was onto something. Like we all had this idea and thought that this game was going to come out November, whatever it was, November 4th or whatever, and then everyone was just going to flock to playing this thing like for 2 weeks. I don't think anybody could have been more incorrect.
You know what? Here's the thing, Mooch. You're right, but I also want to say this. Like, yeah, I could have got I literally spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on getting all the games, and Hellhammer did too, because we game share. I mean, every game you name it for we got it. Skyrim Remaster, which I've only put fucking half hour into
put about
so
4 hours into it.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and I love that game. I just haven't had time to get back into it yet. But again, that game we paid $60 for it, and you can already get it for like 25 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I can't really complain though. I like Bethesda. They make quality stuff. So
yeah, and look, and the Call of Duty stuff, and look, Battlefield 1 game night was the first time I got back to playing that in fucking forever. And in the first map, I went 0-14 with shit like falling on my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The one time I played Battlefield 1. The first game night that it was Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Like forever ago. That was the only time I played it.
You guys make a good point with that. And then, listen, I think everybody that does podcasts, if we're going to spend dedicate this much time talking about games, we also agree that we want to support the team, right? And by purchasing these games. My only thing is that, it's also not our, we didn't stand up. You don't stand up in front of the American flag and be like, I swear and vow to buy every game in the first hour. No, I mean, my point being is you do have to pick your poison. So, my point being here is that, yes, okay, Hellhammer, great point. I'll buy into what you're saying. You wanted to give Bethesda the $60. It's a game you truly love and believe in. You want Skyrim 2. Sold. Okay. Crap says Mafia 3. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There was a little bit of a 2-week drought before that came out. Sold. But there has to be a time, okay, and a place. And with me, it was Titanfall 2. Yeah. Because I just look at I had my grievances, my issues with it, but I was not going to buy that game. Okay, and that's just the way I felt. I was like, I didn't need to buy, but for other people, like we had this panel right here. We had this conversation about Call of Duty, and I thought we all said it, me included. We're like, well, the first 2 weeks we're just going to be gung ho. We're going to be playing that Modern Warfare remaster like insane. Crap was supposed to be 17 prestige right now, and it was like. And my point is that look at all I was doing is kind of from the outside looking in. I can't tell GKB what his life's going to be like or what Crap's life's going to be like, but I can tell you this much: there's 20 games that came out from August, exaggerating a bit, but a lot of games we all work full time, hence we're buying the games, the capital to purchase them. We only have so much time in the day. So I mean, one of these games or two of these, and Call of Duty, and you want to talk about supporting the team, guys, Call of Duty is the game that we could have all picked to delay because Activision and Infinity Ward are doing just fine. There's nobody at Infinity Ward starving this holiday, okay?
Yeah. So but it kind of worries me that they're going to give that thing away for like a week.
Here.
I think their numbers are lower.
The next topic.
Yeah,
So that anybody that's not sure, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is going to be free for the next 5 days starting tomorrow, including single player, multiplayer.
Wow.
And
we're on point with these topics. We haven't even got.
Yes, I mean, look, we're in the flow, guys. I mean, we're professionals here. Come on. So yeah, that is a little bit weird because Activision giving something away, that must mean that sales are probably lower. Look, and here's the thing: the game's good.
It is good.
I hate to say it actually, because as much as I like to jump on that anti-Call of Duty hype train now, that the last few ones a bit garbage. Black Ops 3 especially. Infinite Warfare was the campaign on that's amazing. I mean, that's really good. Top-notch writing on there.
Yeah, I love that. Like She-Wolf, did you play the campaigns on those?
Well, I played it on Black Ops 3, which was just absolutely a fucking train wreck. That had to be the most terrible freaking campaign I've ever played.
I still don't know what the hell happened in that game.
I don't know. It was like a weird Alien versus Evil Within versus Titanfall. I don't even fucking know. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, they were all over the place. And then you had to play everything on hard or insane just to get any achievements for doing the campaign, and that's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, me and Hellhammer played it. We were getting our asses whooped so bad we retreat the whole map.
Yeah, we did retreat the whole map.
We're like, back
with
up.
The robots.
When we're like, we're at the beginning of the fucking map. What are you doing?
The only thing that I liked from Black Ops 3 was when you actually beat it, and there's a certain thing in the zombie mode that you can actually turn the whole campaign into zombies instead.
Yeah,
so that was
part of that campaign was when it was over and I could turn it the fuck off. Like,
I told Hellhammer, I was like, we got to beat this thing. He's like, why? I said, just so we can get done with it. I was like, I couldn't even tell you anything about the story.
That was the thing, right? Like most Call of Duty games, you play it, you're like 6 hours later, you're done. It literally seemed like we probably played that campaign for like 20 hours. Like, and we only played it like an hour or two.
I don't know. It seemed like it was like you were stuck in your mind, but you're not in your mind. It seems like you're in someone else's mind, but you're not in. I don't know. Like, it was literally all over the place.
It was terrible. And damn you, Rolling Stones, for Paint It Black that made me buy that shit. Because I was not going to buy that game. And then I saw the Paint It Black commercial, and I love the songs and the Rolling Stones. I was like, I got to get it. And Hellhammer's like, yeah, me too. And then next thing you know, we bought it. And then next thing you know, we were like, this is the worst Call of Duty I've ever played. I think I made it.
Even the maps were like, if you actually sit and look at the maps and compare them to the original Titanfall, they have similar styles from like pretty much all of that copying. And that's when they first brought in like the wall running and everything. That was like a big jump to Titanfall. It just seemed like a bad copy of way too many games that should not have ever been made. But I did like Advanced Warfare. I liked their campaign. I haven't played the new campaign, but I have played a lot of multiplayer though, and I love the maps. No, I'm going to play the campaign. There's just a lot of other games.
It's only about 6 hours, really, if you're quick.
If you do all the side missions, it might be a little longer, but
I did all the side missions, and I just cranked it down to the easiest level, just raced through it. There was
Hey, you'll get a good amount of gamer score just by doing through it on the easiest level. Yeah, I got like almost 7, and then what I really liked was the flying missions were really fun.
Yeah, those are exceptionally.
I thought they were going to be on rails, but they weren't, man. You can actually
you can fly, but they controlled great. Yeah. I was like, holy crap, this really controls good. The multiplayer isn't terrible. Like gun game. I
haven't played the multiplayer yet.
Like the gun game is fun. We played that on game night a few times, and I think that's been really fun to play. I played some team deathmatch. That's pretty fun. You know what I mean? Like the game isn't terrible. I do get the thing where people are a little bit pissed off and they want more boots on the ground stuff. I completely get that because Call of Duty 4 is still great, but there are still those times where you try to double hit the button to do that little jump or whatever. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I was against like this Call of Duty like for the longest time, and then I was like, you know what, Modern Warfare is coming. I'm gonna pick it up anyway. I played through the campaign, loved it. I even loved the multiplayer, and I've said this before too. Like the multiplayer is very boots on the ground. It's a very traditional Call of Duty, even though it's got these crazy flying mechanics, but it still feels like a traditional Call of Duty, and that's what I like about it. People, whatever. But
what was cool is like one of the first achievement I got on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the campaign was an achievement for I think boots on the ground. I think that might even be what it's called. For not using your pad. And I didn't look that up or anything. That's how I play. I'm not all over the place. It's not Halo. It's just it's not Titanfall. I just walk around, shoot shit, and I have fun. You know what I mean?
Walk around with an RPD, just spraying down hallways.
No,
that goes back to the developers like actually listening. They put an achievement into boots on the ground, like they heard. No, they're listening.
Yeah. So I mean, look, that's the games are fun. I paid $80 for both of them. You can get them both now for like 50 to 60. So I mean, yeah, you probably could have saved, but those are fantastic campaigns. You know what I mean? Like this year, like that all added up for me. And you know what? I gotta say, like the achievement levels on those games, I'm much happier with those than say Gears of War 4, where you get like 35 achievements and end up with 195 gamer score.
Yeah, no, I literally did one. I literally did one 15-minute round, one 15-minute level on Infinite Warfare, and got more achievements off of that than I did off of one achievement that I did off of like 3 fucking chapters of Gears.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. And same thing, I felt a little bit let down with the achievements on Battlefield 1 as well. Fantastic campaign, but it's like 10 gamer score per thing or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. I don't know. I was a little bit let down by that, but I digress, folks. Phil Spencer came out and shot down rumors on an Xbox Scorpio downgrade. Fantastic, because old Microsoft wouldn't have done that. Old Microsoft would have said, we don't respond to rumors and speculation, blah, blah, blah. And that would have helped feed into the FUD, which stands for fear, uncertainty, doubt, which is something that places like NeoGAF and M4G tried to talk down on Xbox One and since the beginning. And the reason was that this rumor got started was you had insecure, neutral gamers supposedly, but they're really PlayStation fuckboys.
Yeah.
You had these people start this rumor. Why? They're like, because they're going to lower it to 5. Still more than the PS4 Pro, but then it maybe gets somebody that's thinking and that's waiting and doesn't want to get the Pro because they want to get Scorpio, say, hey, maybe I'll get the Pro because, what's a 0.8 difference, right? Nothing. Right. But guess what? It's not going to be a 0.8.
Well, even a 0.8 difference is still a pretty damn big difference. That's pretty significant.
Yeah,
I don't think people realize, look, here's to put it into perspective, 360 and PS3s are not even a single teraflop. There you go.
A single teraflop?
Not even one.
Oh.
They're like 0.8.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, the Xbox One didn't even go up that much then, 1.3.
But it's not about 450 people.
Oh, I mean, 0.8 is like even giving it a pretty big achievement there. I'm not showing the exact numbers, but I know they're pretty low.
Are you not entertained? Hit that like button. Come on. Hit
450. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's rack them up. So Phil Spencer did come out and say, nope, nothing's changed. It's still 6 for the GPU alone. And he also said, I think he kind of took a shot at some of the Xbox or the bandwagon ones, these fuckers that are like, hey, Microsoft needs to do their own PSX type show, right? Microsoft need to do this. Microsoft need to do that. Phil Spencer's like, yo, we don't, well, I'm paraphrasing here because I doubt he talks like that, but he's like, Microsoft does it. We do things for the fans. We don't have to go out and knee-jerk react and do something just because Sony does it. Paraphrasing here, so don't like sit there and fucking quote me and then do a goddamn exposed video. Okay, so this is basically
here we go. Do an exposed video here. Then.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, he's basically saying, F you, we do what we do, and don't worry about, we don't react to what Sony does. We've got E3 coming up. It's going to be great. And so that's what we're going to do. So what is your guys' thoughts on this? First, yeah, go ahead.
Why is this even a thing? Like, they literally came out on E3, the biggest stage in like gaming, said, this is what we're going to have in the Scorpio. Why the hell would they not do that? Like, that would be worse than like the launch of the Xbox One. Like, let's be honest here. Like, you know how many people would just like straight destroy them? And not only like the media, but like fucking Xbox gamers themselves would straight up just destroy Phil like constantly every single day if that didn't happen. Like,
yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, look, it doesn't even make sense for them to downgrade something or announce a downgrade almost a year out from the system launch anyways, right? Like, I mean, there's so much stuff that hasn't even been announced yet that they would just be like, oh, yeah, we're going to downgrade it. Fuck what we said on millions of people. That never mind. We're just going to go back on what we said. Like, basically, this is the time that Microsoft has to put these numbers up. Or, I mean, it's going to be on their shoulders, basically, or they're bad if they don't put the numbers up here. I mean, this is the make or break move.
The problem is, no matter what comes out on Twitter, what comes out on YouTube, the chat here, as much as I wish we never had a chat going in these podcasts. I love I know chat, you do. That's great.
We've got so many good Xbox people in there right now.
Yeah, those Xbox people, listen, that's going off topic. What I'm trying to say is that you just have so many idiots, okay?
Yeah, there are a lot of idiots.
You need 12 teraflops for 4K max settings. 6 teraflops cannot do it, nor can 8 teraflops. Dude, you had what's his face there, Howard. What's that guy's name from Bethesda? Dan Howard, Ron Howard, Matt Howard, Dan Howard. What the fuck is his name? Anyways,
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard. I knew it had 4 fucking letters. Anyways, so Todd Howard gets on and says, I can't believe they're doing it. We're going to give you what is it there? Fallout 4 and 4K, blah, blah, blah. And so Todd Howard has no idea what he's doing, but Purple Daisy knows, and another guy who has just a bunch of letters next to his name. You know, it's just a bunch of, this is the problem crap. Even when Phil comes out and says, no, this is what we're doing, you've got those idiots. I don't want to I never will mention people's names because I don't want to give them any credit, but that jackass neutral who's just a Sony fan. You know who I'm talking about.
He fucking hangs off our nuts nonstop.
No kidding. Well, there's 2 of them. There's 2 or 3 of them. There's those three, first of all, let me use K-Megas. They can all go to Hades, first of all. Second of all, the minute that Phil Spencer pops off that they're all full of shit, they're like, well, you know, at least we're not like Mooch and Crap. Like, what the fuck is that? What? They were arguing with a bunch of people. We weren't even in there. Someone took a snapshot, and it was just all this arguing with these people. Not us, nothing to do with us, nothing to do with the Xbox. Phil Spencer comes out and goes, nothing has changed from our formal announcement. And then one of his fans is like, well, at least you're not like Mooch and Crap about it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
that's a measurement of how you are now, if you're Mooch and Crap.
Yeah.
Hey, we have our own meme. It's thanks, Mooch and Crap.
Yeah, you know when you watch the X-Men movie where they went back in time and they were like, well, this is how JFK really died, but you didn't know Mooch and Crap were also there. Okay? Crap was behind the grassy knoll.
Yeah, that's exactly back there.
Yes.
Yeah, everything bad that happens, even outside of gaming, is thanks to us, right?
Yeah, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I think what's his name there? Al Gore just blamed me and you for fucking global warming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's
My apologies, ex-vice president.
Oh.
My apologies.
Thanks, Mooch and Crap.
Does that mean you're being blamed for Trump winning the election too?
Oh, you wouldn't. We've already been thanked for that.
Yo, let's go, people! Like,
thank us for everything. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
75 people, bro. Like, let's go. Let's hit 500. Come on.
Hey, hit them like button. Let's go. Let's get to 300 likes. Let's do it. Thanks, Mooch and Crap. Hey, say thanks, Mooch and Crap by hitting that motherfucking like button. Hell yeah!
You know what's funny though? Hearing you say like, let's hit 500. You're telling people who are already watching the show they can't re-watch the show.
Oh,
they
can
like new people that have
to. They can shout it out. They can do all
tell
kinds
their
of
friends.
stuff.
They gotta be like, hey, you gotta get into these motherfuckers. They're hilarious.
I have faith in the viewers. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
But don't you feel like you're running into a brick wall here? Even when you have the head of Xbox, who basically whatever he says, believe me, that print stays. It's even more engraved into the paper than what me and Crap say. And when he comes out and says, then you still have people be like, psh, psh, that's just, who the fuck is that? The fucking president of Xbox, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no matter what we do.
They're not Mooch and Crap.
Yeah, but exactly. I'm not believing it until I can fucking make fun of Mooch and Crap first. I mean, but what more can we possibly do? You've got people from EA. You've got people from Bethesda telling you, oh my God, I can't believe they're actually doing it. Microsoft's taking that step. And let me remind everybody who's a Sony fan, okay? Go watch Red Gaming Tech. I believe that's an English site. Paul's the guy's name. And I really do respect Paul. I think he's actually a very intelligent human being. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't think he's in engineering, but he does a lot of homework on processors, chips. He knows a lot about what's going on. He's very, very good. However, he's a pony. So with that being said, when the rumors first leaked from the European executive from Sony, and he was talking about how they're going to have this upgraded console for Sony, and the leak came out. It was nothing concrete. The leak that it was going to be between 4 and 5 teraflops. He was, oh my God, Paul was on a new fucking high. He's like, he broke down what it could be, how they would kind of get to those numbers, what kind of components they would need, how could they pull it together. This is going to be 4K. Do you understand, people, that we're dealing with 1.8 today, 4.2, we're more than doubling. It's going to be insane. And he went on and on and on and on. And then when Scorpio came out, he was like, don't get me wrong, he did a show too. He did a show, but it was more denial. Like, 6. It flirts. Flirting. You think it's flirting. It's flirting with 4K. It could achieve it. I doubt it highly. And I'm like, wait a minute, asshole. Just a month ago, you said 4.2 teraflops was going to give me fucking 3D imaging in my living room. How the fuck now is 6 barely going to get there? And that's like the asshats in the chat. You know, they're like,
hey, I like the little.
Because it's tearing him apart inside to say something nice about Microsoft. Oh, goddamn.
Wow.
Oh, 6 fucking teraflops.
You all
Ow.
officially sound really constipated.
Yeah, well, hey, that's all I'm doing is impersonating the guy who sounded constipated.
Hey, you want to know what? You know what? One of the shows I watch a lot is the Cinemasker channel with the Angry Video Game Nerd. He doesn't do that character much anymore, but his buddy Mike Matai, often does offshoots and stuff with this other guy, and they did this thing. It's like a blind taste test between PS4 Pro and the regular PS4, right? And they invited people in, had the exact same TV with the exact same games, one on the left, one on the right, and most of the people couldn't tell the difference between the Pro version versus the other version. In fact, a lot of them said that the regular PS4 version of Uncharted 4 looked better, and were shocked that the Pro was there.
I love the reaction of the one guy where he's like, "What? Really? That's the Pro?"
Yeah. So I mean, these guys are unbiased. If anything, they're more Nintendo fans from back in the day. But I just thought that was really good because they also did one about like VR and stuff. I don't think they're real big fans of the Xbox either, but they really took a big shit on the Pro, and I just thought that was like, just unbelievable that they'd have the guts to go out there and do that. Because anytime you come out there and speak the truth or your opinion even about Sony, like people that hate just flies, and like people just take it so seriously and personal, like you just called their mom a bitch or something or a whore. You know what I mean? It's like it's a fucking PlayStation.
Look at the
You said, what about my mama?
Look at the history from 2013 till today, okay? When they did that GameSpot, did that show, and they were like the things that we what gaming we prefer, and everyone was like, I prefer the PlayStation 4. I believe. And that poor girl at the end was like, I like the Xbox One. Later in that episode, you saw the window and her shit getting thrown out of it. So it started with that poor girl who honestly said she didn't like the Xbox One, and there was that. Then you had Uncharted 4 comes out, IGN gives it an 8.8. What happens? Somebody got fired. I don't know. Somebody got reprimanded. Oh, we found the other point too. We meant 9. Like you can never criticize Sony without people, and that's why people are like Mooch and Crap. How dare you guys, or BGST? How dare you guys say this and that about Sony? How dare we? Listen,
how dare you? That's going to be the next shirt.
Exactly.
That is not you problem.
It is a them problem. I'll tell you right now. You've got Angry Joe, you got Boogie, all these guys that are out there with 2 million subs, and all they do is kiss Sony's ass because it pays them. It pays to kiss Sony's ass. So we're not making shit. Okay,
hey, you know what's funny, GKB? You had watched this thing. I think his name's Danny O'Dwyer.
Yep.
Okay, he used to be part of GameSpot, and he did this video, and I saw it.
Video was fantastic, bro.
Yeah, and he did a video saying that how bad games journalism is in these sites because they're paid by these companies.
He basically said they pay, they do things for clicks, they do all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. Yeah, like he legitimately came out and said that shit. Like I was like, wow.
Yeah, this guy he's the guy that did the stuff for GameSpot. He clickbaited for him.
He was like one of the head guys there. Like he ran, what was it, the lobby or whatever. He was like the announcer there and all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. So
Crap. Let me just. I blocked him and banned him from the chat. But look at this guy, Dunkin' Donuts. He writes, "Why do you guys care about a piece of plastic so much?" He writes, "Why the fuck are you listening to us talk about a piece of plastic for so long? Get the fuck out of here."
Look, here's the thing, right? Like
these guys are crazy.
Here's the thing. These people, like, we hear this, right? Like, these guys are upset. Like, Mooch, you're married with kids. GKB and She-Wolf, you guys are married to each other with kids. Hellhammer is married. My story, that's up in the air. I was once married. That didn't work out. But the point is, everybody that I know that podcasts is married with kids or you know what I mean? Like, we all work. We all have lives. This is a passion. Gaming is fun. We're talking about it. This is what we like talking about. Yeah. It's like some people like to fucking play fantasy football. I love doing that. Mooch loves doing that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're passionate about stuff, we have hobbies. This is it. We like talking about it. If you don't want to hear it, then why the fuck are you watching it?
Yep, exactly.
Like, it makes no sense. I can 100% honestly say this. A lot of people talk shit on me and make videos about me and do all this shit. I've never watched one. I don't watch pro PlayStation or pro PC.
Everybody else tells you about them doing it.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, hey, Crappy. And my response is always, I don't care about the drama bullshit because that takes away from what I like to do.
The only one I watched was when Crapgamer took that award.
Fuck you, Hellhammer.
Crap, did you see Jamie Moran's latest tweet? It's absolutely perfect. It's
the one where he's like, thanks, Mooch and Crap, for the fucking extension of the dinosaurs.
Mooch and Crap, it's a meteor wiping out the dinosaurs.
Yes, thanks, Mooch and Crap. Jamie Moran, you're the man, dude. I really fucking appreciate you, dude.
He's great.
Like, you're a guy that busts your ass. You do really good videos on YouTube as well. Great sense of humor. Watch all the podcasts. Support the community. Honestly, if I could give an award to somebody, I'd give one to Jamie Moran because he probably is the.
Hey, hint, he's a nominee for funniest YouTube or community member.
Nice.
Yes, he is. And when are you guys? I mean, is that coming next year? The awards or?
Oh, you're funny.
It's coming shortly after we find out who won that contest for the next podcast member.
Oh yeah.
It's Noof, man. We already know that.
Yeah,
I know it's Noof. It just took forever. I know.
That's why I did this one thing. I was like, should MNC Mornings expand to 2 days? And I did it for 2 days. And Mooch goes, is that a fucking 2 day? I was like, dude, I want
a 2 day poll up. I'm like, why don't we just wait till fucking we don't podcast anymore? We'll find out then.
When are you guys doing your award show again?
December
27th, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the poll's over, so I'm calculating all of the tallies now, and I'll be contacting all the winners. And
gotcha. Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty damn awesome. Hopefully,
the only time we don't win Crap is when we want to win.
I know, right? Like
shit, or Crap, or not,
or like we're like, hey Larry, and we have Free Code Friday, and he's like, okay, we're gonna take out these 2 chumps. You know, they're not winning.
Let me just erase these 2 out of a million.
Wins, this person wins. Everybody fucking wins.
Everybody wins except for us. Thanks, Mooch and Crap.
Yes, thanks. So the media and Sony fanboys cry like little bitches. What else is new? That the Xbox One S ad that was preaching 4K. It was a really funny ad, like this guy and his grandma or whatever, and they're talking up like 4K HDR and all this stuff. I don't know if you guys saw the video. Did you guys see the commercial?
Which one, Crap?
Which one?
There's this commercial where this guy is on a couch and he's with his grandma or something.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about 4K.
Yes.
Right. And so literally within an hour of this being a thing, there were articles up saying it was misleading, a shit ton of dislikes. NeoGaf was all shitting on it. N4G was shitting on it. Like the media was saying it was misleading. And my point was, how the hell is this misleading? But Sony gets done doing a fucking event saying 4K, 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 4K. This game's getting a 4K update. This game's getting a 4K update. That game's getting a 4K update, but they aren't 4K. They're fucking, that's misleading.
Right.
Microsoft doing a video saying, hey, we've got a fucking 4K Blu-ray player, Ultra HD, fucking up, you can upscale your games to 4K and blah, blah. That's not misleading in the fucking least. The misleading stuff is all being done by Sony, and I just thought it was so fucking ironic when that happens. Like it's like Frank Grimes, right? Frank fucking Grimes. That guy got pissed off at Homer Simpson because everybody's like doesn't give a shit what Homer does. Homer's like a fucking lazy fuck, just like today's society. And then Frank Grimes flips out, gets triggered, and fucking electrocutes himself because he's trying to show how stupid Homer is, and nobody understands it around him, right? Nobody gets it. Right? That's what's going on with this. Like, I'm trying to point this out. I'm about to electrocute myself because nobody's fucking seeing it. How are people calling this ad misleading, but nobody says a goddamn word about Sony saying 4K updates for these games when there ain't no goddamn 4K?
Hey, I got news for you. You know what? Listen, I got news for everybody at NeoGaf that said that they were complaining about it. If you ever go to any courtroom and someone's like, the plaintiff actually, or excuse me, the defendant was doing this and this and this, and he was caught with the murder weapon, and then the judge goes, hold it. That's not evidence that can be told to the jury. I want you to dismiss that. The jury heard it. They already heard it. He was caught with the fucking weapon. He's in trouble, right? My point being is that commercial being out there, just like all of Sony's misleading commercials, they're out there. And when the casuals and the random public hear it, too late. So with NeoGaf prints, no soccer mom or soccer dad is going to be like, oh, you know what? I was going to get this, but that NeoGaf article. Forget it. Put it back, honey. Now let's get him something else. Let's go. I only want factual information before I buy a gaming system. So listen, first of all, there was nothing that they did that was really wrong at all. It's nothing more than, believe me, it's nothing more than what Sony's done this entire campaign, this generation. But it doesn't matter, crap. All we need to know is that they put it out there. The public heard it. And the public knows that the Xbox One S is the only system that has a 4K UHD. No one else has it. So right now, that's the biggest Achilles heel for the Pro. And I think you're going to get into it in the show. The Pro is not doing well. It's just not doing well. And its main reason is because of that 4K.
That's going to be definitely an issue. But like just going around the room, GKB, what are your thoughts on this? Like the media and like people like pointing this particular ad out as being misleading when Sony's over there like saying 4K about every goddamn thing.
Well, like I don't really get into like, this whole thing, but like after watching that, Danny O'Dwyer, like video about like his candid like comments about the media and all that kind of stuff, you just got to call bullshit at this point. Like, how can you sit here and say, it's not legit, they're misleading and everything, when Quantum Break, the game, got so much shit for checkerboard rendering and all that kind of stuff, and then the PS4, they're going to sit here and say, it's 4K, it's 4K, it's 4K, when it's not native 4K whatsoever. Like, I think it's just utter bullshit. The media, like at this point, I mean, and even Danny even said too, he's like, the gaming media is like spiraling down in this like, abyss where they're just not going to be able to come back from. And honestly, I hate to see people lose their jobs, but I really can't wait for that point. Let's get some new blood and like let's bring it back to gaming and what it's all about. Like, period, in the story.
Yeah. Well, if you look at YouTube, right? Like YouTube's really come up, and you can get a lot more. Like, look, if you're an Xbox dude, you're gonna come to someone like me or Mooch or you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's gonna be a much better option for you than going to IGN or GameSpot or Easy Out. Like somebody like today, I reviewed Dead Rising 4. Once again, ass buckets. It was a review in progress, so fuck off. And people are like, The Last Guardian's really, which had nothing to do with anything. The Last Guardian got Game of the Year from Easy Allies. They're the former video game trailers place. And I was like, oh, the same fuckers that as a final fuck you to Xbox when they closed down went back, re-reviewed Bloodborne and gave it a perfect score. Yeah, like I give a shit what those ass buckets think. You know what I mean? Like seriously, aren't they the same assholes with Jeff Keighley who were jumping up and down on the stage when Shenmue 3 got announced? Yep. Like fucking idiots. Like, come on.
But I mean,
that's the guy that looked like he was about to fucking blow Jeff on the stage like fucking Kojima? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like you can't tell me that there's no media bias or that these people aren't doing this shit under an agenda.
One of the newest ones that you can clearly point out and say, they're either paid or some like, behind whatever closed doors thing is going on, because you can't sit here, like we're gamers, like we interact with the video games. That's what it's all about. It's the gameplay, right? How can you sit here and fundamentally in every goddamn review say the fucking gameplay is broken, the camera sucks, and this, that, and the other, and you give it like a fucking 9?
Yeah.
10? Like, what are you fucking thinking, people?
Yeah, exactly, right? And there's no agenda. Here's the thing. That game, I was totally wrong on that. Like, I thought for sure that people would call it, dated, the graphics look bad, the camera looked bad. Everything, every review.
There's bias crap when you have Kind of Funny Games came out and said early impressions looked awful, and that's a Sony channel. At least they came out and said it was bad. I at least kind of
respect those guys a little bit. You know what I mean?
do. I really do. They've come out. They've called Sony. They're the only people to call Sony out on the mistake of putting out the Pro, the mistake of it not having a UHD. The folly that is the Last Guardian, and that's why these IGNs and even the Ryan McCaffreys, all these guys, they just, to me personally, they just don't hold any weight anymore, and that's fine. Look at the numbers are there for them. They're doing okay right now. They're dwindling. The IGNs, the Kotakos, and the Polygons, they're like the COD sales, right? They're still holding in there, but every year it keeps dropping because people are finding that they're not credible. You can't go on to their show and listen to them, and they're like, like Marty Sleva. Marty Sleva talks as loud as I do, and then when he does his review, he's like, everybody needs to understand. When you're on Trico, half the time didn't work. The door never opened. Sometimes the game just froze, but I found it intriguing. 8.5. And you're like, what? And I mean, I think he gave it, I don't know what they gave it, but
like a 7 or
7. I think they gave it a 7, 7.5. But that's a game. If it's broken, it's broken and it's that linear, why is it fucking getting even a 7? A 7's an actually decent score. I mean, I think it's a mess. I think it's an absolute mess. And it didn't sell very well.
Yeah. It sold. Dead Rising 4 beat it. Right?
Well, it's funny. There's a guy. There's people out there doing videos though, crap, and they're like, "Well, don't go by that because apparently Dead Rising sold. It was out 3 days before, according to that chart in the UK. But here's my response to it being ahead by 3 days. The Last Guardian's been coming for 10 years. Okay, so everyone knew this shit was coming. You didn't need an extra 3 days at this point.
Don't mention the Dead Rising 4 sales. You're gonna trigger some people over there.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look, Dead Rising 4 beat The Last Guardian in sales at launch. I'm sure it did as well in the US. And here's the thing: I cannot wait to do BGST, because you know who shows up there, Mooch? A couple of these ass buckets that swore up and down that The Last Guardian would outsell every Xbox exclusive this year. That's what they told me, right? And you know who I'm talking about. They all said that. They're like, that's going to outsell every Xbox exclusive this year.
Yep.
And now I'm sitting there like...
Yeah, we're the ones that sound crazy, but then you have people telling us that The Last Guardian's going to outsell all Xbox One games this year. And these are the Sony fans. And it's like, wait, now who's crazy?
Exactly. Niche is the word. I keep telling you guys this. Look, here's the thing. It's great that the Sony fans, they have their lists. I get that, right? You guys, you know, you got your little list. Sony gave you a bunch of Japanese games. You're happier than a pig in shit. But the fact when these games release and the numbers come out and you don't buy them.
They don't buy them.
You're just using them for lists. They're list fodder. You know what I mean? That's fucking stupid to sit there and brag about games and say, day one, we got variety. We've got this. And then you don't buy them.
Yeah, no.
So what good does it make?
No,
you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's just a bunch of fake bullshit.
The PlayStation fans haven't been buying games since the PS3. Every game was a day one on that system, and then the game sell like 500,000 copies for a game that everybody was like, if it would have been day one, it would have sold 15 million.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale was going to sell more than Smash Brothers, according to N4G. Come on. Like that, I mean, that place is like the equivalent of the Huffington Post giving to Hillary Clinton a 99% chance of being elected, right? Like, yeah, she had a 99% chance, and just like PlayStation All-Stars, if you read N4G, was going to be bigger and sell more than any Smash Brothers game in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why you can't believe everything you read on the internet, folks, or everything you see on YouTube, or anything anybody says most of the time. I mean, you know, honestly.
No, I got news for you. There's people who've said this that are very successful in life. When you see a herd going one way, even though it seems safer to follow the herd, you most likely want to go the other way. So when you see all these people making these lists and they're just lemmings, man. They just walk right into their own death.
Hey, Moosh, you'll like this real quick because it's so Cleveland, all right? So Cleveland got whooped up on, right, by Cincinnati on Sunday, right? And so the Cincinnati cornerback, Adam Jones, called the wide receiver for Cleveland, Terrell Pryor, he called him garbage. And so Terrell Pryor's response was, it was an accurate statement. Like, that's so Cleveland, right? Come on, folks. Like, so Cleveland. Come on, man. Great. They fucking suck. I hate Cleveland.
I know you do, buddy.
Yeah, I
know. Wow.
It's fun times in Cleveland again.
Oh, see, Hellhammer knows. He's seen that video. All right. Hey, I do have some good news for some PS4 people. I did a video about it. The Ark Survival Evolved developer actually said the PS4 Pro is the equivalent of like a $900 plus PC, which is actually kind of high praise. And I've said this a lot. Like, these things are only about $350, $360 right now. That's a hell of a deal for something that's actually quite powerful. I'm not a PlayStation guy, so it does, you know, a hill of beans to me because I'm always playing on my Xbox. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, to me, the difference isn't big enough. The community, it sucks on PlayStation. I get harassed on PlayStation. People are like, drink bleach, kill. Like, whenever I log in, like, I get hit with like 30 fucking messages. Kill yourself, fat ass. Drink bleach. I hate you. Go die. You know, all this bullshit. Eat a shotgun. I mean, there's some inventive ones too, but basically that's what it comes down to.
Well, what you should do, Crap, is just make sure you play.
Though, right?
Well, play your PlayStation after 9 o'clock at night because all those people have a bedtime. Don't worry about it. You just play later.
Oh, hold on.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to tip. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Yeah, but no, seriously. And look, Hellhammer's kind of a PC guy, and I think GKB, you have a decent rig. Like 4.2, that is quite a beefy thing for like 350, 360, wouldn't you guys say?
Oh, yeah. I mean, considering that for me to go get a GPU for that price with that kind of power would still cost me about at least, I'm going to say 140 used. Used.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the problem when you have something like the Pro, okay? You go out and you buy this fancy schmancy blender, and it's powerful enough to like whip. You could blend a T-bone steak with the bone still in it. That's fine, right? But then if you're using the blender to make a fucking smoothie, Like, my point being is you have this thing with all this power, but there's no games coming out that use the power. Yeah. People keep saying, "Oh, here's a list of games." The list of games that they gave you at PSX are remasters, and they gave you Horizon. Horizon's just going to be what? Rendered checkerboard 4K at 30 frames. Get the fuck out of here. It's no good.
That's what I was going to get to, right? Like that power, and that's the thing, right? Like 4.2 actually is kind of beefy for a PC system because you have access to a bunch of games, right? Like I could start up with that kind of thing, or even whatever. I can start up an old game from the 360 era. It doesn't have to be remastered, and I can run it at 4K, and run it at 60 plus frames on ultra settings, and it looks amazing. I don't have to wait for somebody to patch it. That's the difference.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, I mean, that is kind of high praise, and I kind of like where they're going with that. And it was kind of funny to take some shots at PC. Like, I personally don't give a shit about PC. Like, on my Dead Rising 4 thing, I should call it an exclusive, and like the PC people flip out. It's on PC. Like, you can just picture them like pulling out their hair, taking off their little nerd glasses that have tape all around it, and even pocket protectors and shit. You know what I mean? Like seriously, you can just tell that those people are just like flip out when you say something like that. It's like, look, I can't help it. I don't look at PC as a console. It's not, I don't, it's exclusive. If Microsoft does an ad for an Xbox One S and says over 100 exclusives, that's good enough for me. I'm going to take their word for what an exclusive is to some fucking pocket protector nerd motherfucker who, you know what I mean, that's going to be coming at me like a little bitch. Like that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like, and look, I'll say this: the PS4 Pro is more powerful than probably a good 80+% of people who game on PC, right? I mean, that's just the facts. Hashtag. Come on. Right? I mean, like, it's not the power of 4 Titans, but come on, it's like fucking powerful. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
Well, Crap, you got a PS4 Pro. I got to be honest with you. There's been a lot of things that we've both been able to talk each other in. I don't think there's any way guys could ever talk to me. First of all, I have the PS4 that's the Destiny white one that I think is probably one of the better looking consoles this generation. And I can't see trading that one in for that disgusting layer cake you have. I don't know what there's nothing coming out of that Pro, and this is not a bash at you. There's been times people are like, well, you can go get 200 for yours and just plunk down 130. Like you said, for 130 out of pocket right now, I could have the most powerful console for a 9 month
of all time.
Yeah, for 9 months, and it's like I don't really want that. I don't understand. I'll just keep my PS4 that I have. And I guarantee you that on my 4K TV, it's going to look just as good as your Pro. And people are going to be like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It is. It really is. Because it's 30 frames and you got a little bit more, you got a little more HDR splash on yours.
Look, coming next year, like maybe towards the end of next year, like some of those games or some of the games that are in development now, like God of War, Death Stranding, they come out in a couple years, they might run and look significantly better on the Pro, right? But the Pro, as we know at Mooch, because we got this fucking stuff way before a lot of people did. Developers didn't have a lot of time. You know what I mean? So there's really not much reason to buy one unless you just like, like honestly, like you can get a regular PS4 Slim or whatever for $250 or whatever. That's still $150 less. And the Pro isn't worth $150 more yet.
Well, yeah. That's the thing, right? That comes down to as well that again they rushed this thing out. Again, there's no games that support it. The games that do support it are backwards patched by developers from a game that came out, a year or 2 years ago. There's no reason for developers to go back and patch these games because they've already made their money off of them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the other thing though is like when they patch the games and and here's kind of where I'm like up in the air about the whole like console 4K and I've said it multiple times, but they're literally nothing different besides an up-rendered 4K output. That's literally it. It still looks exactly the same as the base game,
and they're still using 1080p renders on the Pro, so it's not even like Scorpio supposedly is going to use actual PC 4K renders on stuff, whereas the Pro isn't.
Right. If you're a consumer, like, does that really speak to you? It doesn't really speak to me. Like, I don't want my game that's already looks great now just an up-res 4K and doesn't do really anything else. I don't want to spend the extra money for that. Like, why would anybody?
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, you got me there. Hey, She-Wolf.
We gotta wake her up.
That's not funny. Well, no, I guess it's kind of funny.
Exactly. I'm hilarious. Come on. No, I mean, like, I know this isn't your thing. She
Ha
will.
ha ha ha. That's your funny. That's your good.
But I mean, look, I guess everybody wants to hear us talk a little bit about this Zen stuff or RyZen, right?
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess, like, you know, we've got almost 500 here watching. Hit that like button, by the way. Show us that you appreciate us. Give us all the glory, because are you not entertained, people? Come on.
So, are you going into hardware talk? Because if so, I'm gonna go like make myself something to eat.
Oh yeah, feel free, and then come back in a little bit because we do have some
Okay.
more gaming stuff to talk about. So, but yeah, so while She Wolf goes and gets something to eat, we're gonna talk a little bit about this. So they showed this stuff off, and there was also behind closed doors, like Zen and Vega apparently was running like Doom 4K 60 or whatever, and I guess it was pretty insane. But this RyZen stuff, apparently, at the show, they even showed the thing, Xbox Project Scorpio 4K VR. So I guess in a subtle way, they confirmed that VR is going to be there. I wonder, like, that makes me wonder if VR is going to be there right from the launch. You know, if it's going to have the port just so they could say, oh, well, you're existing. If you're a Vive or an Oculus owner, it has a port.
I think that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, do you think so? I mean, I think that's what it's going to be too, and I think they're going to have their own as well, because they're coming out with those window one. But this thing, is it like Hellhammer? Like, I know you like GKB, I know you're into tech too, but I kind of want to get Hellhammer's thoughts on like the Zen CPU. Like, how much of a beast is this? And especially since it looks like Scorpio is going to definitely have this.
Oh, I mean, you're basically looking at a night and day difference on this thing in comparison to what we have on current consoles. I mean, you're looking at something that competes. This, I mean, obviously you're not going to get the highest end version that's going to be that they're showing off yesterday, right? But that's not even the main thing. The main thing is that these things are going to be so much more powerful than a traditional AMD APU that's in the Xbox One and PS4 currently.
Not just more powerful, they're more efficient as well. So that helps with like speed in 4K. Like when you see like the Jaguar on the PS4, that's like the biggest bottleneck of that system is that CPU. It can't handle, you know, all that stuff going back and forth. Whereas Zen, with the new architecture and the speed and all that kind of stuff, it's just going to help that pipeline just so much faster.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting numbers close to last generation's Intel CPU, so it's something that AMD haven't done in like 10 years.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. They've been getting destroyed in the CPU market forever. So.
Yeah, so I mean, this, and a lot of people are like, we just don't want Microsoft to use the Jaguar stuff. Well, Phil Spencer has already commented, the stuff going in the Scorpio isn't out yet. It's not going to be old stuff. Jaguar is old. That shit was old when Xbox.
The AMD like conference, they literally had the Scorpio on there, and we're like, yeah, we're developing stuff for this, and we're showing the RyZen right now. Like, you can put 2 and 2 together there and being like, yeah, Zen's going to be in it.
Yeah, and there were some Xbox dudes I seen them tweeting. They're like, but they didn't confirm it. Phil Spencer wasn't there. This person wasn't there. I'm like, okay, listen, why would Microsoft confirm what's in the Scorpio at an AMD event? Right. AMD was already showing the Scorpio stuff and kind of beating around the bush, but there's obviously NDAs there and not like crazy Mr. X hidden GPU reverse fucking gigawatt NPD, you know what I mean? And
listen, crap, I got to bring that up because your buddy Insider X there, Parasite, he has been writing me during this show right now, and I
just spit out my drink. Are you serious?
He is. Well, he knew you were going to talk about the Zen, and I will say this: so there's some stuff he's doing. He's doing his normal stuff here, where he does have a bunch of new predictions, but he did say to bring up to you, please remind crap about me telling you guys last year that Xbox Scorpio, which I referred to as Xbox Pro during the conversation, having Zen CPU and Vega GPU, also said $499. He said, not looking like a fool anymore. And he said, by the way, in his opinion, the Xbox One isn't done yet from what he's hearing. He said that one of the things he agrees with you on, that there has to be parity between the two. He's saying that we will see a lot more games coming out, Scorpio hitting 4K 60, and a lot of the games coming out for Xbox One will have 1080 60. So he's saying that, and then he's got a bunch of other stuff here, which I told him I'm not going to say because that's just his stuff from the past. He wanted me to ask you about. He did say some of this stuff in a lot of that stuff.
A broken watch,
like kind of way. Yeah.
Hey, a broken watch is right twice a day. Come on. Let's just call it spade a spade.
I'm not sitting here saying that everybody's got to go get a Parasite tattoo. No. All I'm saying is this: he literally there was certain things that, listen, remember something. He's saying that he's always getting his. He's not saying he sat at a board meeting. he's always saying he's hearing it. And whenever you play the game, crap, even though me, you, Zaire, all of us at BGST, even when we're like, hey, what time we going on Sunday? Sometimes we're like, someone's like 6:30. If you don't check your Twitter or this, that, in the last year, you're like, I thought we were going to 7:15. Oh, it's 7:30. Yeah. My point being is the game of telephone comes into play. I think that he wasn't as far off, and I think he got like insanely ridiculed when he shouldn't have been insanely ridiculed. I think he should have been questioned and rightfully so.
I was a complete dick to the guy because he was.
That is correct, crap.
But that was entertaining as hell. Like,
I don't have any like ill will to this guy like whatsoever, but like he's still wrong. Like there's no way Vega is going to be in the Scorpio. Like I mean, even Hellhammer will sit here and agree with me that that's going to be an enthusiast card. That's just going to be way out of the realm of consoles.
So why do you? I'm curious. This has nothing to do with him. Why would Vega not make it?
That for me for a while. Right. He goes. It's going to be a Polaris.
Because Vega is going to be so expensive. Look, okay. Now, I mean, not to say that there might not be a cheaper variant, right?
Right.
But as we sit right now, we already know that the AMD has a cheaper variant, Polaris, which is in the RX 480, 470, 460. And that's more closer to what we're going to see. The Vega is trying to compete with like the GTX 1080 and the Titans.
Yeah.
Is what they're trying to compete with.
Yeah, like I agree with Hellhammer, and to your point, Mooch, is like those are going to be like just way overpriced. And like if you think about it from a business standpoint, where AMD's coming from, they already have their cheap versions for like the mass market with the RX 480 and the $200 price point, and that's probably what you're going to see in the Scorpio, where the Vega is going to be like what Hellhammer's saying. It's going to be go against the 1080s, and where you're going to see like $400, $500, $600 plus cards. Like it's just not.
Well, he's saying here, he's just writing. He's saying custom GPU with Vega Tech, which is what Hellhammer just said, and he also said
that's a possibility too.
He said the reason I'm saying this is Microsoft paid for a hefty chunk of the R&D. You guys will see that this will be confirmed. The one thing I have to say is if I do believe that Microsoft has something to do with this R&D, and the reason I say that is why the hell would Larry Herb be there otherwise? There was definitely Xbox and Microsoft representation at this, and I think that there's something going on. I know that crap. You know this. I don't want to mention what we know, but this isn't insider stuff. Okay, this is just something that we heard that came down from Redmond area. Was just that like they're very, very excited about something. Remember, we had heard about this from Matty Beast.
Yeah,
and like there's just when executives are that kind of giddy and there's just that kind of excitement in the air. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to speak to it.
Do you think we could get away with saying what was said without saying?
No, I'm not even saying it. We were told not to say it, so I'm not going to say it. But listen, I don't. And this is an insider. I don't. All I'm saying is that there's excitement at Redmond. That's all I'm going to say.
And there's excitement because when the Scorpio comes out, it's going to straight fucking destroy every other fucking console on the market.
But GKB, that excitement would have kind of died out last June to like last August. So what I'm saying to you is
wait, you're telling me like these execs have been getting shit on? Xbox has been getting shit on for like the last few years, and
no. That's the old rationale you're using right there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they're giddy about something that we don't know about yet. And that's all I could say. I can't. It's not an insider thing at all. It's just that it's not something that was supposed to be spoken of, and I won't bring it up. But I'm saying I don't know if that's what it is. Who knows? Maybe it's just a game. Maybe Left 4 Dead 3 is coming out exclusively to the Xbox. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. I'm not saying it's this. I'm not saying it's Vega or Zen. All I'm saying is that when Microsoft has been, like you said, GKB, the past 3 years in this kind of funk. Okay, you know what Redmond was? Redmond was like a fucking Stephen Wright telethon. It was a dry, boring, nothing coming out. Now you've got executives fucking smiling. They're just fucking tweeting all day. They don't stop. It's Sunday in the middle of a football game. They're like, let's go Seahawks. By the way, Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? You know, they didn't do this.
Everything's got the M in it.
Yeah, there's an M everywhere. They're like, can't wait to go to McDonald's. You know what the fuck? And it's like, what? Like, what I'm saying is there's something going on, GKB. So, and I think it's more than, hey, I can't wait for Halo 6's reveal. So what I'm saying to you is, look, it's something. Whatever it is, it's definitely something. Is it something, it's kind of like being an 8-year-old looking forward to Christmas Eve again. It's something if you're a gaming console guy, you should be excited about. Not too excited, but excited enough. And I don't know what the hell it is, but all I can tell you is it's interesting. It's interesting.
I mean, look, there's a couple different ways though that Microsoft can play it. It's obviously going to be a custom chip. There are custom chips in there now. It's just based off of current tech. So it's just nice to see the current tech that they're coming out with that will be in it. We already know it's going to be Ryzen on the CPU side.
Yeah. Which to be fair, I did videos about that because I had heard that for a fact that would be the CPU a long time ago, and people questioned me and said I was full of shit. So look, it's pretty obvious. Like, I'm not 100% sure what the GPU architecture will be, because I did a video saying I thought it would be, because I had heard Polaris, from a couple people, but I had heard Zen months and months and months ago, and people tried to discredit it.
You'd have to be a fool if you're making any kind of console right now, or within the past. I'll say if you designed it, if you are indeed anything in the past 6 months, and you're using old AMD tech to design that, you're an absolute idiot.
Yeah,
right.
You're wasting. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the good news. It definitely has me more excited for E3 than I was for this past E3. You know, I mean, like, that's great.
You know, nothing against like Mr. X again, Mooch, and I know you kind of like defend him a little bit, and I'm not.
I don't defend him. I just think that everybody. I'm one of those people that when I see everybody punching somebody on the street, I try to put my hand out.
He's also a guy that said, you know, when the anniversary update, you're going to hit that switch, and it's just going to be like this, you know, crazy madness. That didn't happen either. So I don't know. I take what he says like with a grain of salt, and I think like just business sense wise and money wise, like I don't think Vega is going to be in there. I agree with you. Maybe Redmond's like hot about something. Maybe they know something we don't know.
Right.
But I just
definitely do.
I mean, also you also got to look too, right? Like, I mean, this is the same thing, right, Craig? There might very well be something that's Vega-like or Vega-esque, but it's not going to be what they showed off running Doom at 4K 60, because that.
Well, let me ask you this, Hellhammer, because you're kind of familiar with this stuff. The GPU itself is going to have to be at least 6 teraflops. What GPU?
RX 480 is
the RX 480 is like 5.5, so they could upclock that a little bit, or a custom chip on that would make much more sense. That you get to 6.2 easy.
Yeah,
easy.
And would that be enough for the 4K stuff?
I mean, look, I mean, here's the thing, right? You got a lot of people out there who are used to PC gaming and stuff. At 6 really isn't enough to do 4K on PC. At 60 on ultra settings. But I don't think that's the main issue. When you're running on an optimized system with a fairly fast CPU, you're not running an operating system in the background. You're not running all this other crap in the background that's taking up a bunch of resources.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna do 4K. It's just, what does 4K look like at that price point?
Right.
I mean, look, you could do 4K. I mean, look, I can go buy a $100 graphics card tomorrow and output to my monitor in 4K.
4K, yeah.
And play a game in 4K.
What texture level are you going to be at?
Yeah, I mean, it's more just what fidelity of graphics you're going to get out of that. I mean, I can play 4K 60 probably, you know, on mid-range hardware on low settings.
Yeah,
he's saying to me also that he said what they're doing in testing right now. He said they're at somewhere around 6.7 T-flops is what they're measuring. He said,
everybody take this with a grain of salt.
Oh yeah, listen, it is.
Well, hey, I mean, just for reference, I know, just for references, is the same guy that said that the Xbox One was 5.5 teraflops.
He's also the guy that said that if you wear a certain pair of socks, you could walk across the Atlantic Ocean. But whatever. All I'm saying is it's interesting. What his numbers aren't that outrageous.
I mean, to talk, but look, I think that like Zen.
Listen. Before fucking Pro came out, all the credible ponies that everyone loves and the neutrals were like, it's not 4.2. Remember, it's coming out at 5.3 gigawatts. You know what I mean? Everybody was fucking a genius. They didn't want to. Nobody said anything except, well, of course we did. Yeah. But like they didn't say anything. Everyone was like, you know what? Maybe it really will be 5 because Sony's very smart. Everyone loves to give Sony credit. Everyone will give Sony credit for everything. Right? Well, wait. When Mark Cerny came out and does what Sony loves to do, fool the masses with improper marketing, and he said, well, the PS4 Pro could do 8.4 T-flops if we took everything out of the machine and there was no game. You know, everybody was, but the media ran with it, crap. The media ran with it, okay? It was on IGN, it was on Polygon, it was all over the place. All of a sudden, you got a guy who's saying, well, maybe it's not 6, it might be 6.7. It's like, whoa, hold the phone, bullshit. And it's like, wait a minute, Mark Cerny was full of shit. He was talking about a top-down racer that looked like RC Pro-Am with glossy mud. And everyone's like, well, 8.4 T-flops. Print it. Print it.
We got to run with it. It's more powerful than Scorpio.
All I'm saying is this.
Like,
it's like
Mooch, like for him, like I don't discredit like his opinion and all that kind of stuff. He could say whatever he wants to. You just got to like be careful with this guy because he did say things that weren't correct and weren't true. And I just say, like, keep your expectations in check. And it's nothing against, like, Microsoft. I think what they said at E3 is what we're going to get, maybe a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. And I'm fine with that. I'm super happy
right. Look,
that.
look, here's the thing, right? Like, if you want to look into it, basically, 6 T-flops is still pretty fucking good, right?
Yeah, that's a fantastic.
The last generation series, GeForce 900, the Titan X was 6.1. Right. So...
I mean, what did the 360 even have? Like 0.5? Like
yeah, it wasn't
even right.
Like, and then we went to the Xbox One, and it was like what 1.3, and now we're getting like fucking 6 T-flops in just a couple of years. Like that's fucking crazy bananas. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's what the gamers ask for. Exactly. I mean, that's one of the things I say. I'm like, Microsoft really going all out. Like, it's cool that we're having a discussion, a friendly discussion about what's in this thing because we're all kind of excited by it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it could be some kind of like custom Vega. It could be Polaris, but it's going to be better it has to be better than what's in the Pro because the Pro is only outputting 4.2 gigawatts.
Well, yeah, but it's also got a really weak CPU too.
Yes, I know. Somebody's gonna get that audio. Crap gamers calling it gigawatts. And they're gonna be like, I don't know what he's talking about.
I think it's hysterical though. Gigawatts is right from fucking Back to the Future. We all know what it is, but it's just funny to say gigawatts.
We've got to go back, Mooch.
We got to go back to the future and save Mooch and Crap.
We've got to save Mooch. And
we've got to tell Mooch and Crap 3 years ago to go fucking pony. Yeah. What's wrong?
No
in the future, do we become assholes or something?
I like the Mooch and Crap we got. So
now you become Xbots.
Yeah, we're Xbots. Well, what the hell
is that? If we said that to ourselves back then, I would have fucking knocked myself out. I become an Xbot. Is that like an X-Men? What the fuck power do I have?
Yeah, I'd go back to myself and I'd be like,
Xbot.
Man, Crap. You definitely don't want to go down this path, man. It's not worth it. It's just
right. You don't want to go down this path. Change.
Yeah.
Do a YouTube channel on curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do like a makeup.
Or you know what we should have done? We could have done one on Nerf guns.
Yeah. No. Makeup tutorials. That's where the money's at. Come on. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's where it's all at. So, yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I'm very excited to see what they push out with this because I like here's the thing. People assume because I'm like, I don't really give a shit about resolution for the most part because I can't really tell, to be honest with you, for most things. But I do have to say that I like good graphics, and I like good performance. I don't want a frame rate that chugs all the damn time. And for me, that makes it worth it. And the fact that, you know what I mean? And so look, like Mooch said, I don't want to be fucking, under my PC with my ass crack hanging out with a rag and fucking, tuning shit up. You know what I mean? I want to just be able to say, put my nice looking console, which the S looks fucking phenomenal. It's did you guys see Xbox Pope's fucking render of the Scorpio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Well, and you know what? Like, what was interesting was this, right? He had to get I don't even know if I should even say this. He had to get permission to use that, right? And they're like, yeah, but just make sure you put that it's not associated with Xbox or official or anything like that. So
yeah, he's got to put that underneath there. Yeah.
And he usually gets a lot of comments and stuff from people. So it had me kind of thinking that maybe that's kind of close to what the Scorpio looks like. And so that's why they weren't like commenting like they normally comment on that. But that was a fucking clean design.
Yeah, it was super nice.
That was really, he got a lot of retweets and likes on that. And that was really a clean design. And that guy really goes all out with his design. He's made some I think he's made designs for all of us at one point. Yeah, really cool guy. Xbox Pope. Everybody gets a nickname around.
Love the Pope. Love the Pope.
No Chills Noof. Xbox Pope.
Def Jam Bam.
Def Jam Bam. Luca on the second floor.
Everybody's like, "Where's She Wolf at? We want her opinion on the hardware." Yeah, she's sleeping.
Hey, She Wolf.
Not happening.
Ain't that right, you? She Wolf doesn't really care about hardware, but she knew that there would be hardware talk today. So
and that's when I would end up having Windows 10 failure.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so somebody tweeted me this, and they're like, crap, you got to talk about this on Xbox Nation. It's this Japanese game from Sega that's coming to the Xbox One. Now all those little bitch asses that are whining about no variety and no Japanese games will shut the fuck up. And so I was like, look, I'm writing this game's name down. I never fucking heard of it. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but here we go. Valkyria Revolution?
Yeah.
Hold on. Valkyria Revolution?
Not gonna play it anyway, so it doesn't matter. No, nobody's playing that, man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I mean, tens of people will play that.
Look, there's a game that I like that I'm sure others don't give a shit about. All I'm saying is on this show, and for all practical purposes, listen, the reason that people have such great Halo and Gears stories when they first came to the Xbox was it was the first time that we saw shooters in that light. You want to call the Xbox a shooter box? You know what I say? Call it a shooter box. I'll buy a t-shirt. Like, my whole thing is that's why I like it. So
that is what Microsoft originally basically kind of branded themselves on.
Exactly. So like you're calling it what it is. Like McDonald's is a hamburger joint. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. I mean, it is what it is, right? And the PlayStation fan base is well known for their JRPGs. It is what it is. We're talking about this is how maybe there is too much talking going on because we're at a point now where we're just going in circles about what's actually factual. The Xbox is a shooter box? Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
really?
You know what's funny was Livewires did a video, and that man puts on like a 40-minute podcast by himself.
Livewire is he's a talented
like
dude,
I was sitting there watching it while I was working on some stuff, and I'm like, okay. And he's showing all these Japanese games that are on the Xbox One, and I'm like, holy shit, there is actually a lot of Japanese games there. There is a lot of variety there. And 2017 is going to be a weird year because it's going to be a year in which we have no mainline Gears or Halo games. So for the quote-unquote shooter box, I think that's really going to show a lot of variety, and that's going to be something different. And I think that's what Phil wants. Like, I think Phil likes being seen as like obviously the Xbox controller is second to none for shooters, but to get different variety of games out there is going to be really it's going to be a really cool time. It's an interesting time to be an Xbox fan, and I like the variety. And even though, like I said, I have no idea what the hell game this is, but it's another Japanese game, and a lot of people are bitching about the lack of variety and stuff. And so I think that
let me be fair to everybody, okay? I've been very vocal this week in saying that I like Dead Rising 4, okay? But Dead Rising 4, much like games like One Piece and these other games that are like, what are they called there? Gundam style. What are they called there? Oh shit, I can't remember what they're called. Like Warriors Gundam, whatever.
Attack on Titan.
Well, yeah, but I can't speak for Attack on Titan. But my point is like One Piece is a hack and slash, and Dead Rising 4 is a hack and slash. Like once I get done with Dead Rising 4. Like, I don't want to go pick up another hack and slash for the next, you know what I mean? Like, this is enough walking around and slashing a bunch of, like, enemies in front of you. After that, I want to get a little bit more into back to a shooter. Or I like even Final Fantasy 15, where how now they did make it a little bit more westernized, and, it's not turn-based.
It's fun,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got to be honest with you. The only reason that Mooch is actually interested in Halo Wars 2 is because I'm interested in it because they have this new Blitz feature, which I have to look more into. If it's just a regular RTS, I'm probably not that hyped on it. But if Halo Wars 2 is, if that Blitz game is a pick 'em up quick and play and making a game that you can like just turn on and play with a buddy or that's intriguing to me. But once you move
it has the card stuff, right? I mean, that's
right.
You don't want to sit there and play an RTS for hours and hours.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't want to play a turn-based game. Not at this stage in my life. I love turn-based games. I love JRPGs when I was between the ages of like 10 and 16 when we had fucking time. There's no way. I get home sometimes 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock from work. Barely, getting home. Got to like clean up from dinner, take care of the kids, do homework.
You don't want to have a 16-hour boss fight?
No, I don't want to have yeah, right. It's just somebody told me, they're like, Mooch, you keep saying you can't wait to play Final Fantasy. We can fight this fucking, I don't know, it was a turtle or a spider or something. It's like a 20-hour boss fight I got coming up. I'm like, great. I'll take fucking annual leave and take a vacation and beat it. Hey, how was your vacation? Oh, it was great. I got fucking 15 fucking achievement points. It's just crazy, right? I mean, so it is what it is,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna, look, everyone enjoy. I'm not. They'll never catch me mimicking somebody for liking a certain type of game. All I'm mimicking is the situation here, and the situation is each person's different. If you tell me right now, if GKB told me, hey, Mooch, something I want to tell you, it's been bugging me for a while. I'm like, what's up, buddy? And he's like, I don't really even play a lot of these games. I just play Call of Duty. I'd be like, that's cool. Like, I don't care. You think I'm going to start, like, making fun of him?
You're going to be like, F you, GKB, you fucking casual.
Like, a lot of my friends only play Destiny. That's all they play. And guess what?
Destiny player
like, I can't turn around to him and be like, you don't play? He'll turn around and be like, I don't play. I got fucking 5,000 hours logged in the past 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, how do you call somebody who's got like 3,500 hours into Destiny not a gamer? You know what I mean? Like, well, what is he? A starer?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what the fuck is he doing? He's playing a game.
That whole not a gamer nonsense is just that.
Nonsense, right?
Like, look, I play a lot of I put like probably 50, 60 hours in Madden. What, am I not a gamer? You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. I've also put dozens of hours in fucking Call of Duty and Halo and Gears. Am I not a gamer? I played indie games. I played big AAA releases. I played, you know what I mean? I played fucking Mafia 3. Am I not a gamer? Like, seriously, like, how, like, to me, if you're a gamer, you're a fucking gamer. Even if you're a casual gamer, you're still a gamer. You know what I mean? It's like everybody tries to label this bullshit, and I think that's so fucking stupid because they don't. Just because I don't prefer Japanese games or a certain style of games doesn't make you a fucking game. Get out of here.
Being a gamer is what you make of it. It's like it's what you title yourself as.
How many people in Japan right now are ranting and raving about Halo 5 or Halo 4? None of them. Are they not gamers? Like, that's what I don't understand. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You can't sit here and say Xbox guys don't like JRPGs. They're not gamers. They don't know what they're doing. Meanwhile, you've got these hardcore PlayStation fans and Nintendo fans and portable game lovers in Japan that don't like Gears of War. My God, I think they sold, 16 Xbox Ones in Japan? So, I mean, is it fair for me to say that
you're giving a lot of credit?
You guys don't like it, right? You guys don't like Gears and Halo? You're not gamers. Japan's not gamers. That's it. Case closed. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you play what you want to play. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, they're over there making fun of Halo. We're over here making fun of Gundam style. It is what it is. I don't know. I mean, like, it's not that. It's just a difference in culture. I mean, I
saw that tweet you did out today where, like, it was like GameSpot or whatever, where in Japan they have, like, these intense competitions of rock, paper, scissors. It's like a big fucking
That's
thing
not going to cut it over here.
Gonna fucking go watch two people play.
Coming in the clock Wednesday nights. Your host, the Mooch, and crap in rock, paper, scissors. Like, are you crazy? Who the fuck's tuning in for that? But over in Japan, it's fucking the next Wanna Be a Millionaire show. It's hot. Listen, it's different cultures. I'm 100% Italian. Like, the Italian people, I love what they do. Believe me, I know them inside and out. Some of the stuff they find entertaining in Italy, I'm like, you're crazy. Like, that's just that's insane. But guess what? They turn around to me, like my aunts and uncles that were born in Italy. They're like, no, you're crazy. And I'm like, all right, well, at least we agree. It's like everyone's crazy. But I mean, like, it's you can't blame the Western culture for not liking what you guys like over there in Asia. And we can't sit here and we can sit here and say, I don't like the games. They look crazy. They're turning around over there saying, we don't like your games. They look crazy. It's all fair. But, to go off on a hiatus is just, there's no sense in it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is like, that's the thing with the JRPGs. Some of them are really good. That's the thing, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with
some of them are actually, good point, Hammer. They are really good.
Are really good. I mean, look, you have like masterpieces that brought in a lot of, I mean, back in the day, you had like Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that changed gaming. I mean, for the better.
This new era is literally I've said it a bunch of times. I would say BioShock's probably one of my favorite games of the 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One era. But when you go back before when we were all younger and you're going back to SNES, NES, Final Fantasy is it's got to be one or two in growing up. And that was turn-based JRPG. Dragon Quest, loved them, loved the games, loved them. They came with those big, thick maps with the huge, the guide wasn't just an instruction manual that said how to turn the fucking game on, and then that was it. It was a huge fucking manual. And it was a lot of game, the stuff we have to pay like $30 for now came in the fucking case. And my point being is that, like, I love that, but guess what? I had time. And if you're somebody right now that loves JRPGs and you have time on your hands, hey, like we say in Italian, Cent'anni, congratulations, good for you. But I don't have that kind of time. I can't get into 3 JRPG. If I played 2 JRPGs, that'd be my year. Like, I don't have that much time.
And here's the thing, right? Like, I like some JRPGs. Like, I really like Skies of Arcadia. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Skies of Arcadia is awesome.
That's a really good JRPG. It's just I feel like the quality in them, and I've kind of outgrown the turn-based style. You know what I mean? Like, Lost Odyssey still does that really good because it has an intriguing story. But as far as I'm concerned, like, I just really think that the Western games have really surpassed the Japanese games in every aspect. And
and that's part of the other issue too, right? Like, I mean, a lot of these JRPG games and stuff, because they have become more and more of niche titles and stuff, because there's more and more people who are gaming and they're playing Western RPGs, they're playing shooters, they're playing racing games. You have more and more sports titles that are more and more realistic, you know, basically at this point each coming year. I mean, it's just kind of like that's now the subsection of people who are playing those games, the same amount of people who are playing games in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, when it was a much smaller subsection of gamers in the world. It's not the same amount that are still playing JRPGs. It's just now the big market is the majority of gamers that aren't.
There's a problem here. HUD Zero or X, I don't know. He's spelled zero with an X. Congratulations. He's been writing this stuff in the chat. He's like, Mooch, don't defer gamers. I'm trying to find him up here. Here's a favor, Mooch. Don't defer Xbox gamers to get. I think he's not. I don't think he's from America because he's not writing right. He's gamers to JRPGs for Xbox One just because you don't like them. Then he wrote, more gamers for Xbox equals more consoles sold. At Mooch, business is business. What the fuck are you talking about? I never said anything like that. I don't give a shit. What here? Let me make you feel better. HUD Zero, who spelled zero wrong. My point is this: if you're an Xbox fan right now and you like JRPGs, go buy them all. Buy every last JRPG you can get on Xbox, because according to HUD Zero, JRPGs in sales sell more consoles. My point being is that all I'm saying is I don't care for them, and I just think as a whole, the generality in the United States is that we just don't care for those types of games, and that's not necessarily that's not an insult. It's an opinion, and it's probably also backed up by sales. I mean, Lost Odyssey. Just as an example, Lost Odyssey is being given away for free. And I still would say that, like, of all the games Microsoft's giving away for free and games with gold and all this other stuff, it probably doesn't get that many downloads.
I was seeing a lot of people playing it.
Well, again, today, I say this to GKB a lot. You can't go by the day it happens. Of course, everything happens
and
today.
we also have a poor choice of seeing people play it as well, because these are a lot of people who either follow us or just follow the game,
and they're hardcore.
Closer.
They're more hardcore.
So they know more about it, right? Like, if I just would have booted up my Xbox and went on there, there's no ad or anything saying it's free.
If I went up to my friends at work that play Destiny, I'm like, did you see you can get Lost Odyssey today? They'd be like, is that an old Corey Haim movie? They have no fucking idea what that is.
Okay, well, Xbox did do a thing on the dash that says we're giving away Lost Odyssey till December 31st as a thank you for whatever. So they did put that out there. If you check the social feed.
Yeah, it didn't update on mine yet. So
yeah, so that's what they did. So if you do have an Xbox One, get that game. I saw some people going, I'm going to download it even if I don't play it. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, I'm downloading it too, and I can pretty much guarantee that I won't play it. But I mean, it's like if somebody's going to hand, like you're sitting there at a restaurant, and someone's like, sorry, the people over there ordered filet mignon and they changed their minds. Do you want it? Even if you're full, you're like, yeah, I'll take a doggy bag. My point being is if you're going to go ahead and give it to me, I'll take it. But at the same time, I'm not jonesing to play Lost Odyssey. I think it's a great gesture by Microsoft. I think in some way, shape, or form, it was Microsoft saying, you want JRPGs? How about a free one that's better than, like crap you said, better than most of the games on PlayStation?
Yeah. Look, nobody can say Microsoft doesn't pay attention. They're
paying attention.
People in the fucking, and I use this term loosely, community bitching about this stuff, right? Like, it's not the majority. You're right. Probably not a lot of people download this, right? No. Because let's be honest, this game flopped last generation on 360 when 360 had the lead and had millions and millions of consoles, right? Yeah. And nobody bothered with it. They didn't care. So I doubt very many are going to care about it now. Yeah. It is a decent game, and it's probably better than any of the JRPGs that have come out this generation. But with that being said, I don't think there's a large Xbox contingent that's going to do it. Just because, as we know, with social media, it's the vocal minority that speak the loudest, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like Mooch. When we hear haters, we hear that they're the vocal minority. That's because the pro people, they're not realizing that we would like them to be more vocal. You know what I mean? Like I implore that. You know, if you're pro Mooch and crap, and then say it. You know, say it loud.
Yeah.
Crap, and you're proud, you know.
That's right. Well, you know, it's funny, Crap. There's a guy in the audience there who wrote something. This is kind of funny. I'm going to direct it. He wrote it to me, but I'm going to parlay it to you. He goes, "Hey, Mooch, you think the crate from Uncharted 4 will show up in The Last of Us 2?" I thought that was great. And then there's also, I want to see here. What is it here? Blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for some of these other ones. Well, anyways, I can't find that one. But Crap, I thought you'd like that. You think the crate will show up in The Last of Us 2? You think Neil Druckmann's art design will bring that crate over?
You know what? He could.
Yeah. It was the star of Uncharted 4.
See, and I mentioned that, and I got so much hate, right? They're like, "Did you even play it?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's multiple parts where you put her on that fucking thing and then drag her across water."
Well, in Last of Us, it was like a floating raft or like a oh god,
it was like a wooden pallet.
It was a pallet.
Or something.
Yeah, a pallet.
I was like, "This is lame," and because you do it multiple times, and it's like just so happens that there's a pallet there every time. You know, and then it was just like in Uncharted 4. Like, I don't know why that bugged me so much, but you know, you find out
why. You know, you made a hell of a point, Crap. You should actually be commended for this. Like, here's the point: if you wanted to say that Ellie couldn't swim and you wanted to constantly run into a water situation, I'm totally down with that. But instead of it always being the same fucking crate, you've got some of the best artists over there at Naughty Dog. One time it could have been a log. One time it could have been a crate. One time it could have been a fucking, I don't know, a cooler. Who the fuck knows? Something, who knows? Maybe even believable that there was a fucking swimmy around or something. Yeah. Like the point I'm trying to make is that, like, same thing in Uncharted 4. You've got all these glorious backdrops in these scenes and these people that are putting so much into artwork. That same crate is just hanging around all over the place. You take this thing that makes you so believe that you're in 2016, but the fact that you use the same item to hop on that looks exactly the same in all these different scenarios brings you back to a very, 2000 era. You know what I mean? Where it was just like the generic block
you know what they should have done? Like, if they're the geniuses that people make them out to be, how about after the first one, Joel takes her to a creek or something, and he's like, "I'm going to teach you how to swim." You know what I mean? Like, teach her how to fucking swim.
You how to juggle.
I'm going to teach you how to juggle. Yeah. I mean, look, that would have been, that would have made much more sense, And it was like, I don't know, that game got very, I know you liked it. And see, that's like the cool thing is,
I did like
we can disagree. Like, I didn't like that game. I even asked Hellhammer, I'm like, Hellhammer, how many hours did you put into The Last of Us?
About 2. And I was like, this is pretty boring.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, like, we all have different tastes, and that's perfectly fine. I could see why some people liked it. I put more hours into it than a lot. Right. It's just, it got really repetitive. It was like rock or bottle, throw it. You know what I mean? The little try to hide from the thing they can't see but can hear you.
To me, the super serious zombie games and stuff are kind of lost on me nowadays.
Well, I mean, and you know what, Hellhammer, that's a good point, and you could say that because I think there's enough evidence to prove your point is true. But the only thing about The Last of Us is I didn't really the parts that are memorable about The Last of Us for me aren't really the throwing the bottle and killing the clickers and stuff. For me personally, it was more of the story of, like, see, like, that's why I'm watching 8 seasons in here, or whatever. I'm up to date with The Walking Dead. Why am I into it? Because what you find out with time under like things with an apocalypse, and we're gonna go a little sci-fi here for a second, is that when you watch The Walking Dead or you play The Last of Us, the very first few chapters is about the disease or the infected, depending on how you're looking at it. But then as you progress through the story, you find out that when you are in any kind of apocalypse, it's not the disease or the infection that is your enemy as time goes on. It's actually the fact that it's people and it's martial law, and that we go back to almost caveman status. And where it's like, you know what? Oh, you have that apple. I want that apple. Instead of me saying, hey, let's split it, I'll just shoot you and take the apple. But so what I'm saying is when you enjoy a game like The Last of Us, or if you're still watching The Walking Dead, which millions are, you have to understand that at this point in The Walking Dead, the zombies are like, people are having conversations. Like, the zombies are right there. They're just holding a zombie off with their left hand like they're doing a stiff arm in football. And they're like, no, listen, you go right while I'm holding this dude, okay? And it's like the enemy is now the crazy people that are existing. And that's what happened in The Last of Us, okay? You pretty much were going against this renegade team, or in this case it was a militia, whatever. God, it's been since 2012. But my point being is that, like, you're going against this I don't know if it was military science group that was trying to work on something and yada, yada, yada. But my point is you also ran into all of these other like malicious groups, right? So when you start the game, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to fight these fucking infected all the time. Because the first 2-3 chapters is you just kind of finding your way until you find more people and it's a community. And it was the same thing with The Walking Dead. The first 2 seasons was Rick walking around being like, what the fuck's going on? And it was like zombies just all over the place. You're like, this is going to be wild, but I can see where it'll get boring. And then it made another twist. Then it went back to zombies. And now they made another twist where they have Negan. And now there's the whole survivors and how do you beat them and yada, yada, yada. And like I say, it goes back to martial law. And that's the same concept here. And that's why people get enthusiastic about The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. It wasn't really the gunplay because you're right. It got repetition.
The gunplay was shitty. Like I didn't. It's like you could never find enough bullets. You're like 5 bullets, and it takes like 6 to kill something. Like Jesus,
right?
You know what I mean? Like
don't get me started on bullets to kill people. How about The Division? It only takes 8,500 bullets to kill a fucking peon.
Yeah, hey, don't I know, man? The Division.
Let's play the Division. Let's play the Division. Maybe we can fucking get a new hat in 6 hours.
Hellhammer uninstalled the Division. He's like, I uninstalled that game. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know. So, hey, did anyone here get into the Sea of Thieves alpha? Because I didn't.
No.
I got flat out denied.
Delilah got in though.
Are you kidding? Wow. Like, and I even posted on the forums. I'm like, I'm hoping to get into the alpha, and they're like, nope, ain't happening, Spanky. They're like, you had already got invited, and I was like, damn it. They're not even doing any videos on the channel till after the new year. It's like they're basically done for the year. Kind of disappointed. I was hoping I would have got into.
Don't a lot of developers and stuff do that this time of year though? They kind of take their like Christmas break and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Over there in England they call it a holiday, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, whatever.
I get you. Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering if anybody else got in. I was looking forward to being Captain Crappy. Captain Crappy! Arr!
Yeah, you mean the wuss that would chicken out and not go down with the ship?
No.
You told me, and I have it in a DM, when you said you get to be the captain, I said, the captain goes down with the ship, and you said, yeah, and I'll be the coward captain that doesn't.
No, this is what I'll do. I know, I changed my mind. I will promote somebody to captain and devote myself so that they can go down with the ship. That's what I'll do. I mean, that way everybody wins.
Sounds like a captainly thing to do.
Remind me not to go on a ship with Crapgamer as the captain.
Well, I mean, I was just kind of just checking it out, just wondering. But yeah,
look, I would have totally went head first and totally played the alpha. But there's going to be a beta crap, and you're probably better off waiting for the beta because the alpha is going to be kind of a mess.
It probably will be, but I was looking forward to actually kind of playing. It's one of my most anticipated.
It is one of your big ones. I would have hoped that you would have got it. Yeah. Like if I had gotten it and you didn't, and you were kind of, I don't know if they would have let you, but I would have gave you the code or whatever.
Yeah. I seen people tweeting it to me, which I don't even think you're allowed. They're like showing me them downloading it. I'm like, I don't like these people don't understand what NDAs are. I'm sorry, but yeah, you can get in trouble for that. People in submarines are going to be pissed off. The game For Honor is online only.
Guys, I have a console for you. It's called the PS3.
No, I mean, seriously, like, this is still a thing. Like, you know what? I think down the road, maybe not even too far from now, people are going to look at the Xbox One's original vision and think that was fucking ahead of its time and brilliant. I mean, think about it. We could have all been sharing games with each other up to 10 people. You know, if you would have bought physical, if you like physical shit, you've still been able to collect, but you wouldn't need the fucking disc. You know what I mean? Like, some of these ideas were fucking brilliant. And so what? It had to do a fucking check once every 24 hours for a ping or whatever. Like, who cares? Like, I mean,
what's the big deal anyway? Like, your phones are fucking connected to everything. Like seriously, is it that big of a deal? Like, we're in 2016. Like, everything's connected. It's moving that way, people. Like,
yeah.
It's people complaining about that shit and not actually going. Like, I get it, right? Like, I really do. Like, I get the people who live in like rural areas and stuff like that. The minority that don't have access to broadband or whatever the case may be, right? But sitting there complaining and holding technology back, basically because you can't run it. Say your local city or your local utility companies or whatever the case would be to try to get better services. I mean, that's the thing. That's
Yeah,
why the U.S. is still running like so far behind in broadband against the rest of the world.
Yeah, I mean, look, remember the original Xbox? People thought they were crazy and were outraged that they didn't include a fucking 56K modem on that thing. But at the end of the day, it made for better online for people because you didn't have shitty dial-up players. You know, I mean, at some point, you just got to say, hey, we got to move forward. We got to progress. We got to do the right thing. And this is what's right. So does anybody here have the DLC for Forza Horizon 3?
No.
I do not.
Not yet.
Not yet, buddy.
Damn, man.
No.
All right.
Did you get it?
Well,
brother?
do you?
No. I was just
hoping
wondering
one
if
of us
you-
would.
Yeah, I was hoping that, like, I mean, I'm getting it. I'm probably gonna get it tomorrow, but I was just wondering if anybody had a chance to try it. I
Well,
see.
30. Listen, I've heard it's nothing but great, but $30
Yeah.
is a lot.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I don't know which version you had, but it's not $30. There's the expansion pass, which is 2 expansions, one now and one later, is like $35. Or if you have the $100 edition, it's like $25 for the expansion pass. So you save some money or something. I don't know, but yeah. So you can get it standalone for $20 for that particular one. The Blizzard Mountain, it's $20, which is the same price as the Storm Island one was for Forza Horizon 2. So yeah, like it's $20 standalone, or you pay like $30 or $35 for the thing, unless you paid $100 like me for the Ultimate Edition, and then you get it for $25, the expansion pass or whatever. Which I think it should be free
Yeah.
if you fucking bought the $100 version. But I mean, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
So you paid the $100 version and you get $5 off, but if you paid the $60 version, you only pay $30. Isn't that cheap?
No. Well, no. If you got the $100 version, you can get the expansion pass for $25, which is both expansions, the one Blizzard Mountain and the one that comes out next year.
Okay.
If you got the regular version, I think it's $35 for the expansion pass, I believe, or $20 a piece when they come out. You know what I mean? Like you could just get the Blizzard Mountain for $20. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I have the
60 and
$100,
35 is 95, and 125 is.
yeah,
125.
yeah. I mean,
It just seems like more expensive to me.
fuck your math, GKB.
I'm just saying. Bro.
Okay, yeah, but I get VIP status. Okay.
Don't forget too. Part of that $100 was he could play 4 or 5 days early too. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean
yeah.
that's fair, but I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm not defending
No,
it.
you're right.
As a matter
you're
of
right,
fact, GKB's
God damn it.
GKB's 110% right.
That
And
math,
I'll be
though.
honest with you. Crap loved the expansion pack of the whatever it was, Tropical Storm Island or something they
Yeah,
had.
the Storm Island. Well, I paid $20 for it.
Well, I'm
It
just
was
saying
great.
that dropped down to like $5 after.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
so this Blizzard Mountain, just look for the Microsoft coupon in a couple of months, people. $35. I'm sorry, man. You know me. Listen, here's where a lot of people who are like, hey, look, Mooch is actually saying something anti-Microsoft. I have Forza Horizon 3. There's plenty to do in that game. The game looks fantastic. And when Blizzard Mountain comes down to reality, I'll pick it up. But I'm not paying $35 for that. Now
It's $20 by itself.
Huh?
I mean, it's $20 just for that one. You could just pay $20 for that.
But still, I mean, that's kind of crazy crap.
I don't know, man.
You don't think $20 is a lot for a couple of
I
fucking
do.
snowboards?
I can't talk any shit because I bought like $30 fucking Iron Banner shit whatever for Destiny, so I can't talk any shit really.
I got news for you, man. You can say whatever you want, but the $30 you paid for Destiny is way more content than 3 fucking snowboard maps. It's not that big. I mean, what do you get with this? How many maps do you get?
I don't know what it is.
6 races?
No. It's a whole new. It's an expansion. It's not like it's like.
Well, how big was Tropical Island there?
Well, that was like a whole expansion as well.
I know, but you're starting to sound like the PSVR guys with experiences. What's expansion mean? Like how many fucking races?
Okay, well, I don't know.
Like I don't give a shit.
Badgering me, Mooch.
No, because I'm getting badgered with the $30 for Destiny. You picked up a whole nother. I think it was 5 to 6 quests, and then you have all this shit you can do with Rise of Iron as it pertains to any update that comes out weekly or this and that, blah blah blah. And that's just part of the $30. Here, if I get 6 or 7 races, what? What?
There's more than 6 or 7. It's a whole thing.
If it opens up a new area of the map, then I think that's kind of worth it. But
I guess, yeah, I'll buy that.
There's a shit ton of like races and events and all that.
Well, hey, listen, I haven't even scratched the surface of Forza Horizon 3. So, like,
yeah, because your original call, like, all these games are coming out, and then you're just gonna move on to the next one, and then, like, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody did that. We were all like, I just said it earlier in the show today. We're like, Call of Duty Remastered, man, get it day one. Be playing that shit. Now, I'm not busting your balls or anyone's in. I'm saying everybody was saying that on Twitter, and nobody on my friends list is playing Modern Warfare Remastered. And now the same legacy pack we all paid $80 for is now $50.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And it's like, what the fuck? I could have got, I mean, listen, you got to understand something here. It's one thing to support the team, and it's one thing to be a fucking sucker. So you got to understand something. Like, if they're getting this Blizzard Mountain, like, that's great. And I'm going to support it, but I'm going to support it when it's like $10. Not now. I have so much shit to play. I'm going to buy it and put it away in the closet. Who the fuck buys it? You have a full fucking shopping cart of fucking food, and you're like, you know what? Give me another shopping cart. I'm going to fill this up and freeze it. I'll fill it up and freeze it. It's like, you don't do that, dude. Just buy it when you're hungry.
You buy a big old thing of mayo because you never know when it's going to come in handy.
Yeah, but mayo don't go bad, so you're okay.
Yeah, that's true.
You're okay.
This is true. This is very true.
I mean, listen, I'm just trying to make a little bit of sense here. I'm totally all about supporting the team. I went and got Dead Rising 4 day one. I went and got gear. I got the Gears console. Okay. So, I mean, I went insane with that. Christmas just came up. We grabbed another console for the kids. It's like, there's a lot of shit for them to play. And like, we definitely support the team. And I even today bought a PlayStation 4 game. Holy shit. When I walked into GameStop, I bought a PlayStation 4 game. They almost closed early. Like, it was like, you sure you want to do that, man? I'm like, not really, but it's a good deal.
Hey, don't worry. PlayStation 4s are going to be all the rage here, because I heard a rumor that somebody on this panel is getting a PlayStation 4. I can't confirm who, but like, yeah.
Well,
okay,
Hellhammer.
Hellhammer.
Someone just tweeted me, says there's like 30 new races.
30. He said 30 new races, which if it's 30 new races, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking races.
That's a lot of races.
Yeah. And so, like, if anybody ever raced on mine, like, I named a lot of them, like, Dingo Ate My Baby and all kinds of crazy shit like that. So, a lot of people were like, hey, crap, man, that's funny. Like, people were just tweeting me and shit. Like, oh, my God, I was racing your events. That's so funny. Like, I was just naming them, like, Simpson shit. It was funny. But anyway, we've basically racked up over 2 hours. See how time flies. And I didn't give these guys any kind of topics. They already knew the fucking topics, which is pretty damn cool. So yeah, like it's been a damn awesome show. I think it's gone by pretty fast.
Yeah.
As promised. Yeah, we had almost 500. We hit like 498. I was like, that's so close, so close.
Hey, crap! Yeah. Before you do your outros, because people start to leave quickly, just want to let everyone know. I'm gonna ask everybody. Tweet me. Let me know if you want Crossfire tomorrow night. I might do maybe a smaller cast because it's gonna be impromptu. I'll start asking everybody. I won't be around Friday evening, so I won't be able to do Crossfire on Friday night. But if anybody wants a Crossfire at 8 p.m. on Thursday after Four Guys with Quarters, I am willing to do it. So.
What?
What?
Why
He's not going to be around Friday.
I'm not around. It's near Christmas, and we're going to visit family out of state. Yep. So I have to do that. So I can't. I can't even bump it early because we're leaving so early in the day.
People want to know if you're going to be back in time for MNC mornings.
Oh no, I'll be back. I literally we're doing it's a quick. It's just over in Connecticut. We're going over Connecticut. We'll be back Saturday. I will be back for MNC mornings. I'll be back on Saturday night. So.
Gotcha. So MNC morning's still going on as planned.
Yeah, well, we see what happened last time though when he just stayed up a little late.
Well, this is staying up a little late. This is visiting family, Hellhammer, not a fucking dance rave. Okay, okay, it's visiting family. Hellhammer has that combined. He has that confused with a fucking keg stand and a 10-footer. Take it easy.
We'll see what Crapgamer starts freaking out. It's like I need somebody to fill in on the show.
No, as a matter of fact, I might even
Steve Ballmer. I'm like, I'm gonna lose all my viewers.
The next weekend, the next couple of weekends are just bombarded with like it's just like we have Christmas. So it's Christmas party Friday. Then we have a neighborhood Christmas party Saturday. I'll probably be on game night, but I'll be on like wicked late. Like, as soon as like it's funny because She-Wolf and GKB are the minute the clock strikes 12, they're like, well. I don't know about you guys, but I gotta make some pancakes tomorrow. So.
Not true. I was there until 12:30.
You know what I mean? Yeah, well, you did hang out a little longer.
I almost fall asleep.
Well, you know what it was? GKB's trying to sneak in. GKB's trying to sneak in. I was there a little bit longer, but he doesn't want to tell everybody he was playing Battlefield 1, and they're 85-minute rounds.
Actually, he stopped playing that, and he went to Call of Duty.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
yeah.
We were playing Gears. Shame.
Shame.
I'm not a Gears multiplayer guy, man. You all know this.
You're not? I thought you were.
No, I like Horde and all that kind of stuff, but not multiplayer, man.
Actually, speaking of that, we should get into a Horde. I'd like to do another map on Horde on Insane. We'll get Phil Collins to join us. But yeah,
when he's done with In the Air tonight.
Yeah, when he's done. That's great. But yeah, a lot of people are already saying in the chat they're like, do it. So if you guys are up for it, and crap, if you're available, I'll see who else I can muster up. Even if we do an impromptu, a little fucking make it a fun short crossfire and just see what's going on. We'll do one on Thursday versus Friday.
Yeah, I mean that sounds fun. That sounds doable. And then hopefully Battlefront, since it's in the EA Access Vault, hopefully that'll be the game.
Yep, that's the game.
Yeah, I would love to hop back in some of that.
We should make Call of Duty Remastered a game night one night too. I mean, we did say we were gonna do that.
Yeah. Not only that, but you could play. I think Ground War on that, which fits a lot. Like, see, and that's why Hellhammer likes to play like where you can level up. Like, I want to play Battlefront, but I want to play like some of the modes you could do. Like, I think 12 or 14 players. Yeah. So like, I like playing against people and like kicking the shit out of them and leveling up. So
right, can you level up with the 14-player room?
Yeah, you can level up, like I don't think you can level up in private lobbies, but you can in the pubs. So, but I think there's 12 or 14 players that you can play with. So I think that's pretty kick-ass. GKB, what do you got going on, dude?
Tons of stuff. I got
secret stuff. I know.
I want to say everything, but I can't say anything. So, yeah, I'm doing something with Blam tomorrow. We're doing like a QA, like a reverse QA. It's going to be interesting tomorrow night. Shop Highcast on Saturday. The awards are over, at least as far as voting. We're going to have that show on the 27th, so look out for that. Next week's Console Corner is going to be our Christmas end-of-year special. We're excited about that and talk about a whole bunch of cool stuff, man. That's what we got going on.
Awesome. She-Wolf, what about you? I know you got a lot of that same stuff going on, but...
It's a lot of
yeah, she tweets out the other day, I'm working on a lot of hush-hush stuff. I was like, what the hell's hush-hush stuff?
Easy. It's stuff I can't tell you. Hush-hush.
But apparently Fox, that's who you can tell.
Oh, she's my twin, so...
I know, because Fox
isn't her either.
Oh, fight.
Too late. Anyways... so of course you can find us on Community Game Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday nights. It's supposed to be Battlefront with EA Access, but I don't know.
No, it's Star Wars Battlefront. Lock it in.
I'm locking it in.
I guess they're locking it in. You know, you guys sit there and tell me to lock it in, but then like half the time you guys don't even show up.
I've been there every week except one or two.
If it's Battlefront, I'll actually show up for it.
When the hell have you ever shown up for?
He was there at the Battlefield 1 that one week.
And he was there for Halo and everything. He was talking shit to crap.
I just don't like playing like, I don't know, Battlefield to me with all that many people.
Where were you, She-Wolf, if you don't remember this?
Yeah.
Or you just didn't make that big of an impression on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to have some form of a comeback. But either way, okay, I guess we're playing Battlefront. Seems Mooch was supposed to be there for Battlefield, and then decided.
I was there.
Yeah, and then you convinced everyone to go to freaking.
He's like, let's go play Gears, guys.
Or no, it wasn't.
I waited an hour before I pulled people over.
That's it. You only had an hour, guys.
Anyways, but so
Battlefield was really funny though. You guys were like, Battlefield's great. Who's in here? Who killed me? What is that? I hate tanks. I was like, what is going on over there? Sounds like a mutiny.
Well, no, it was a good time. So yeah,
it was. No, the game's beautiful. Look at Battlefield 1. If you're a Battlefield person, I'm not going to talk you off the ledge. You've been on that ledge for years. That's fine.
It is shit right now and like lagging.
Yeah, but everyone's welcome on Xbox Live anyways. And there's new stuff coming to the channel for Gamers Knows Best. Ladies' Night is now over, so you have to wait till January for the new episodes. And yeah, you can find me on Xbox Live and Twitter at XGWolfX with a U, not an O.
You had an awesome
you-
panel on that ladies' night.
You guys did a really good job. You did one with the M&C Mornings.
Miss Luca.
Yeah,
on the second
the
floor.
second floor. Yeah, we
And,
kind of discovered her. Just saying.
Well, since you both said they're not doing a ladies' night till next year, we do have a interview with the ladies on Mooch's channel next Thursday at 8:00. We're going to be doing.
Mooch surrounded by the ladies.
Yes, you were invited. You're on the tweet.
What tweet?
Delilah started it, and you've been on all 18 of the tweets.
Oh,
Do you know how many freaking notifications I had today in just like 1 hour?
was
I
yesterday.
had 95.
First world problem.
First world problem. Believe. Well, here's what I can say with confidence. You're on every tweet.
We'll see.
Yes, Fox.
Hold on. I just want to quickly say though, if you want a really good laugh, go to Fox's channel. No, I'm not shouting out anybody. Fox's channel and watch Resident Evil gameplay with commentary.
I'm actually going to watch that tonight.
It's hilarious.
I can actually say it is hilarious because it's Fox playing Resident Evil, and I guess She-Wolf is playing it too, but on and they're like both their voices are coming through, and so Fox is like, I don't know, I'm scared to go in the door, and She-Wolf's like, go ahead and go in there, and then she's like, I don't know, I might poop my pants.
Hold on, you're making it sound like only she was playing. What we did was we started the game at the exact same time, both of us on our Xboxes, obviously, but we were in party chat streaming. So we were trying to do everything at the same time, and she was trying to keep up with me. And I'm not scared of those kind of games where she's more scared. So I pretty much just sit there and constantly bug the hell out of her throughout the whole experience. It's hilarious. Her reactions are hilarious. Like she yells at a door.
I know, it was funny. I watched the whole thing. I was like, this is fucking great. It is really funny. So I do say everybody go check it out. And Hellhammer, what do you got to close with?
Oh, not much. You can find me on Twitter on Xbox Live, XXHellhammer. I'll be back on here next week.
His YouTube channel, greatness doesn't come.
It's like his YouTube channel has been renamed to PS4.
Good idea.
That is a great idea. And everybody, thanks for joining us. Damn near 500 people. Hey, we almost got 400 likes, which is like a record.
That's
We're like 17 away. So everybody hit like before you leave. Come on. So close to 400. Let's get it, people. Rack them up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. And tomorrow, Crossfire. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. We'll tweet it and all that good shit.
Oh, yeah, it'll be all over. Peace.